Hello.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Attack on Titan, y'all. Let's hear it.
It's February 22nd, 2/2 of 21, and Attack on Titan episode 11. That part has nothing to do with
Nothing
it.
to do with it.
Nothing to do with it at all. But yeah, we got Horse-kun.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. And because this
I
isn't
don't know
Berserk,
how
that's
to,
a good thing.
I don't know how to feel about that, except because of people in the Discord and stuff. I have rewatched the Gavi, Gavi, like
It felt very
that
like
was so goofy. Just the way he delivered that line.
I cannot see that scene without thinking of the food fight from Volume 2, Episode 1 of Ruby.
Oh,
With
sure.
Ruby doing the, "Why don't leave me?
No, the overly dramatic.
Yeah,
Just like,
yeah.
no, but why, God, why?
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, Papa Sanity. Is that what we'll just call our dad now whenever we're talking about him? Like, on stream, just Papa
Yeah,
Sanity.
guys, sorry. I think I put undue expectations
You
on people
totally
because
did.
of my Twitter post and made people think that there was going to be some like dramatic
Guest appearance.
Papa semblance of sanity collab, and it's like no, we're just catching our dad up to Attack on Titan because
ever.
any anime that has anything remotely to do with time
travel.
travel, he's into.
It's like cocaine for him.
Yeah, he's just like give me it all.
Yeah. So like the
we're gonna
Steins Gate loved it.
Yeah.
You know, that one show that mentions time magic that one time,
Right.
that was enough for him to be like, wait, what is this?
Yeah.
And then, of course, Attack on Titan, even before the whole time paths, all that stuff got brought in, he loved it, you know, from that first sentence of on that day humanity received a grim reminder, all that. But then, once paths and everything, he was like,
saving.
Hold on.
Armin and Mikasa.
but excuse me? What? Just a second?
I need. What?
Yeah. Yep.
The Gabi Twitter wars have been chef's kiss utter garbage.
Oh boy, I can imagine. Yes, Jean got his revenge on Gabby. That's right. What you don't realize, Caleb, is that Attack on Titan ends with Jean actually getting the Founding Titans' powers, and then Path's connection and all of that stuff, and he's the one that's been sending the messages back, and he also sent a message back to that horse specifically to bite Gabby.
But he has to communicate it into the language of his people.
Yeah.
like,
He stomps his foot on the ground a bit. Yeah.
Jean just like breathing and braying and just.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this was the best thing about this reaction was Kaya, just a fantastic standout character here.
Absolutely.
And I'm like going through the list of like everyone who she's not. Like every single person.
Oh,
that's
man.
Like,
Yeah.
Why did you think that? Historia? No. Connie's sister? That has a semblance of logic.
Like Historia, I was like, okay, thinking that for like a split second because small blonde girl, right? But very quickly you'll realize,
no,
it's
not Historia.
Connie's sister, though, that one threw me for a loop.
But like this is what I was thinking, right? This is what I was thinking was like, in my mind, there's only been one village that's been destroyed by the Titans. Because if you'll remember, this is the part that felt a little bit funny, was in Sasha's episode, in Season 2, Episode 2.
Right.
The village was not destroyed at all. In fact, it wasn't even damaged. There were small Titans. In fact, there was only one Titan we ever saw in the village. Because what probably happened is that everyone ran away. And then the Titans were like, oh, there's no people. And then they just
chased
moved
them
away. Yeah. So I was weirded out when they showed the village with like roofs, broken and stuff, which was probably just over the course of time. It just fell apart because of growth of whatever.
Well, yeah, I think it was that with Connie's village, that was where the actual transformations happened.
Yeah.
And then in the place where Sasha was, just
there was Titans just going.
Some Titans went over there, right?
Yeah, because there was
and the one girl's mom couldn't actually leave because she was crippled or something.
Yeah,
and so a tiny Titan just came in and just snapped on her.
All the characters that were like the deep cuts there, that one was like not even the biggest deep cut. Like that one you could theoretically, I would say, remember pretty well because that was an iconic episode for a character. Like
Sure.
Sasha's character was redefined because of that episode.
She was a meme until then, and then it's like, oh,
Oh,
okay,
now
cool.
she's a really serious character. And then in the one with Mikasa saving the girl from way back when, there is no way in hell.
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
you
like-
would- that's
you are
that's
not supposed
super
to-
deep cut. You are
Right,
not
right.
supposed to remember that.
Exactly.
In fact, I'm not even sure. They show that girl in season 1 because they might not do any specific camera angles.
They do
with that.
show her. They do show her in season 1.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, because it's kind of something of like, oh, like someone looking up to Mikasa kind of a thing, which
Oh,
then gets
okay.
juxtaposed with the whole thing of her horrible
Right.
past and everything. But never since there, and that's why, like, in the case of Kaya, I don't know if they actually showed her backstory again. You know, of
What do
like
you mean?
of like Sasha coming in and saving her or things like that. I'm pretty sure it was all just things that she was telling them. Whereas
okay.
with the girl that Mikasa saved, they definitely went back and showed it because
Yeah.
there would be no way you would know who she was otherwise.
Totally. And this episode, in a really cool way, was just the gigantic Easter egg, kind of tons of little callbacks and stuff to previous stuff in a way that felt rather like, oh, this world is actually a lot smaller than we've, come to realize, given that we're now dealing with Marley and, Hizuru and all of them. The world that we had up until then was really small, and a lot of us have connected with each other, influenced each other, and really done a lot for the development of each other. So it really does feel like, hey, yeah, all of you who are on the negative side of things with regards to Aaron's actions and stuff, feeling like he's leaving you behind and stuff. It's that feeling of them having their small world where Aaron could never leave it, and now he's
Right.
kind of left it. The world's gotten a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And he's
Well,
kind of gone out into that.
Mikasa
big
thinks
world.
back on that day, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute, he did save me, but
But it gets
But-
reframed in a bit of a horror. way.
Yeah,
Just
if-
oh
okay,
whoa.
this world is cruel but also very beautiful.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah. The Mikasa salute. to
Oh
her.
yeah, in the manga she did it. So Mikasa did a salute to all of them after she killed the Titan, and then in the manga there's a panel where it shows the girl really small as Mikasa's going away, and she does the salute back.
Yeah, that's not an anime thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the kind of
Although-
thing that would make me remember her.
Right. Although this is a great point, I think that we did actually see her in the Marley raid, and she was the other one with the blonde, sort of not super short hair
Oh,
that looked like it
yeah.
could have been Armin
Yeah.
that was fighting alongside them.
Because that makes sense. Because Flock was moving with people.
Right,
There was
exactly.
a group around Flock, so now we have
And I
names
think it was
to
her.
attach to those members that are the Flock Brigade.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're flocking alongside their king.
There are so many memes that can and have been made
Yeah.
with Flock's name.
I'm not going to bring anything new to the table, is what you're saying.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm
But
okay
but
with that.
but try. By all
I will.
means, try.
I
If
will.
anything comes to mind, because
I will give it a noble effort.
no, great minds
yeah.
think alike and all that. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff with Kaya and Gabby and Falco this
Yeah.
episode. Like, and and people say like, what are you talking about? Breather episode? And it's like, okay, well, considering the amount of like time that transpired in this one episode, it actually wasn't too long. Like, I think it was like a little over a chapter. Like, it wasn't too much. Like, it was wrapping up some stuff from like a couple chapters, and then basically just the chapter that was, I believe, Gabby and Falco and Kaya.
Gotcha. No, I know Mikasa saluted, guys. I'm saying that the girl did not salute back to Mikasa in that episode.
Yeah.
If you've got like proof otherwise, let me know. But
Let us know by all
I
means.
have rewatched Attack on Titan very many
But-
times, and she does not do that, as far as I know.
But crazy thing, if you want to hear this, so
Yeah.
the point where Gabby grabs the pitchfork out of the hay, right, and she's gonna kill Kaya with it, right?
Right.
if you take the timestamp from that episode and then go to the same timestamp from the episode where Eren saves Mikasa, he's doing the exact same pose with the broom knife weapon.
The same timestamp.
Yeah. Yep, it's pretty crazy.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Like, it's the same kind of, like,
And
yeah.
both the episodes have their OP in them, and this is all based on ones
don't
where
know
there's
about
no
that.
like promotional material or anything like before
But
that,
yeah,
or
yeah, it's-
logos, or
but it's exact same time. So,
it's not just a
paths,
thing of
man.
where it's just them doing the same. Because I get that they were doing the same kind of
Right, that's a
attack.
basic, like, picking something up that's
Yeah.
long and whatnot. But
But
no,
this is crossing through to different studios,
yes, different studios,
different episode kind of
different
structures,
episode numbers, and different
Yeah.
structures. But it's the same at the
That is
timestamp. It's the same.
There is no way.
Yeah, around 1610 apparently is when it is. Yeah.
What the heck?
Yep. Mhm. Yeah.
Everyone that's Attack on Titan fans, let's make 1610 just trend a little bit. Just boost that thing a little bit. Oh, should I not look?
It's fine, but just remember, guys, as a
Oh.
general thing, we are not doing like manga, like, oh, this is how it was different in the manga, and
Unless
things like
Jacob
that.
says it.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what it was, because it doesn't matter, and it's kind of like a fun distinction, because you totally
Okay.
picked up on the thing anyways. But
Okay.
it was that when Flock is talking to Hanji, and he's like, yes, the new Eldian Empire. There's a point where she basically corrects him, and she's like, you mean the nation of Eldia, right? You know, as
Oh.
sort of like a no, that is
Yeah.
not what's happening
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You know.
And then Flock just kind of gives the look of like, yeah, whatever. Like,
Sure, mom. You know,
yeah.
like.
But it is that thing where Flock will be a very important part of the story, because
kind
goddamn
of-
it, Isayama was like, we're gonna give this guy some serious survivor's guilt and
Yep.
make him into the well, I don't know, like the anti-Survey Corps member, where
Right.
he's like, he's now just stirring up trouble. Like okay, so it's kind of crazy to think about, but because Flock carried Erwin all the way back, because he carried him all the way back, in some ways the seeds of any types of like infighting or what have you were because of that. If Flock had just been too traumatized by the whole event, if he had been too late in bringing, Erwin back and stuff like that, there's
Sure.
all these things that might not have gone this way. So yeah. Crazy. The Rex stuff with the 100 bits. Just sharing another thing from the manga that didn't quite make it to the anime. Oh, you want to?
Oh yeah,
check
wait,
this?
I'll take this.
Check
Wait.
this, Oh wow, you're taking a while to read this.
It's a long one. Oh yeah. Thank you for the 100 bits rec stuff, but yeah, it's not really that important. Yeah.
So we can talk about it, or
I mean, I suppose we could, but just for setting the standard, the precedent, and all that stuff of not talking about manga stuff.
yeah, don't bring up manga stuff here, guys. We're here
Yep.
to do a deep dive and analysis and just general, just discussion on the episode.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, let's get that started here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, getting episode, Gabby's pulling some like Oscar level acting,
Yeah.
and like her face, I buy it.
Uh-huh.
Like, I totally bought it. Also, I didn't think Falco was capable of acting himself in response to this, because, like, he totally was in on this. Like, he
Yeah.
saw her put
Yeah.
the brick in the thing. Like, there's
Yeah,
no way.
he knows what's up. Yeah.
Like, let me see if I can get that face again. There's often times where the show will be like, oh, hey, by the way,
Yeah, these kids, you know?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me make sure that this is actually the right feed here. I did set it up.
Okay,
I
yeah.
should
Yeah,
have
it's
it all
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
Yeah, I buy it.
like
I totally would buy it.
it compensates nicely for the whole line of they're the most promising warriors, we can't afford to lose them, cutting to Bucket overhead and Gabby, but then we get stuff like this and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Imposters is a much better title translation than Deceiver. Crunchyroll dropped the ball yet again.
Yes, I definitely agree on that one. Like,
Yeah.
Deceiver, it's like, it really gives the impression that, like, this is going to be some, like, huge,
Right.
thing or whatever, and then it's like, well,
Yeah.
no, it's...
Yeah. This is more of a...
Like, Deceived almost would work just as well as...
Just as well, yes.
Yeah.
Imposter. Yeah, I think the imposter bit fits really well because it's entirely what's going on with Gabby right now. Like, it's entirely what's going on with Gabby.
Yep.
Gabby is the imposter in this in this crazy world that she's terrified of and has been conditioned to believe is a certain way. But did you see it?
Yeah, and then suddenly Kaya plays the same card, and she's
Plays
like,
the same card.
wait,
Hold
on.
But wait, that's illegal.
Right.
like you could totally feel Gabby's world just unraveling as like Kaya basically took the thread on her like sweater, that's like exposed and just kept pulling it. And she's like, stop it, stop it.
oh, man.
Oh my God. Okay, so
But yeah.
Gabby is the focus this episode along with Falco, and they cleanly get away.
After brutally...
After she beats the shit out of this guy in a, I say, a genius play here.
Yep.
Like, this is the kind of thing that where them being children leads them to dropping the ball regarding the fact that they're trained soldiers. Like,
Right.
really highly trained soldiers.
It's the kind of thing where, like, okay, since Attack on Titan is a flesh mecha, if you think about it, right? The fact that it's like, all right, yes, and then we also have children's to get into the angels or Avas or mechs or wait,
exactly
what?
whatever.
Having them be really sold as like, no, these people may be kids, but they are soldiers. Like, these are the two of the top of the child soldiers from Marley. So yeah, something like a brick in a stock or cloth or whatever. Yeah, I believe that. Like there are a lot of times when there are stories that have like kids or people that are like much, much smaller physically, like killing people much bigger than them. And it's like, okay, you really have to sell how they'd actually get the advantage on them, especially if it's in like hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, a brick sling, like that'll do it. That'll do it.
Thank you for the 16 months, Baynor. Appreciate it. So someone mentioned something that was kind of cool here. They were saying that the guard was told to take care of them nicely because the way the guard called Gabby Ojo-chan, which is a nice way of calling girl.
Oh.
Yeah, because he obviously doesn't know her name necessarily.
Sure, and they probably wanted to make sure that because they are kids, that they had someone that they knew that wouldn't, like, beat the shit out of them while they were in the cell or something like that.
So
because
the guard
they're
came
Marley
in genuinely caring about them, and Falco's like, hey, like, he was worried about you. Like, like he's not a devil. Like, like I get it. We were in war with them and stuff, and yeah, but I mean, and then she brings up this, she's like, they're still devils though. I can't trust anyone. I can't even trust Zeke anymore.
Yep.
Which is, I love this. I love this.
The House
so
of Cards
much.
is crumbling.
The House of Cards is crumbling, and the thing that I wanted to happen way back in season 4's like first few episodes, where I was like, oh, this is perfect. She's the ultimate character to set up to have the world around her crumble. Like, to have, I think I used a specific kind of terminology or turn of phrase or whatever, where it was like I wanted to see her fail, but it was more like I wanted to see her ideology fail. Like, I wanted to wanted her to have her beliefs and her systems that she's crafted within her mind not work anymore. Where it's like, oh, I've relied upon them, and I'm the best because I utilize these systems really well. But here, no, they don't work.
Nope.
They do not work here. So you are forced to adapt, and she is good at surviving.
Yes, like she is 3 for 3, not even counting all the stuff in the first episode, right?
Yeah.
Like of people from Parody, she's 3 for 3. And yet, when it comes to dealing with a little girl on a farm, it's wait, maybe I'm not actually prepared for this. You're telling me just grabbing the pitchfork and skewering her isn't actually the way I need to do this? Then I'm at a loss. What do I do?
Yeah. Also, best boy outside of Falco this season.
Another hard transition to Reiner after, almost like he was worried about his kids. You know, it's like, I sense they're in danger.
And also, this is just another thing that they've done this now a few times here, where he's woken up in bed terrified. But I also think it's this like almost immediate agony of that he's waking up again. And
Sure.
he's like, shit.
Like,
again.
he's so pale here. Like it's the...
I mean, that's the light.
Well, sure, but it's also like he's not doing well. Like, the mental state is
look at
starting
the
to have a
sweat.
physical toll on his body. Like, they're starting, you know.
Starting. Good one. It's been what? 9 years for him?
Yeah.
9 years of hell.
Yep. And he doesn't, and you know, for the first 5 at least, then he was able to just completely disassociate and have his personality split and whatnot. And then, you know,
Yeah.
yay. That was so much better, right?
Yeah, that was so much better. Oh, joy.
Yeah.
But I love that we're kind of given in this episode that is very Gabby and Falco focused, a little bit of context in the beginning of the episode and the end regarding what the Warriors in Marley are planning to do.
Also, someone pointed out something that I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be in one of the comments for the next episode, but
Okay.
someone mentioned that what Porco says to Reiner when he wakes up, it's almost a like shot for shot parallel to when Porco was introduced earlier this season, except now he's actually caring. It's a nightmare, not, you know, you have a nice dream or something, right? Because originally when it happens, he's like immediately, as soon as Reiner wakes up from something that was clearly horrible, he's poking him, right? But not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Not anymore.
Opaline 1, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 21 months. Thank you.
Thank you.
And here's one of the big trauma points of the episode that shows the difference in how Falco and Gabby are adapting here, or not adapting for one of them. Falco was always a little bit on the nose, aware of what was going on and how screwed up it was in Marley.
Yep.
Well, one, because his parents were involved in the Eldian restorationist group and stuff, along with Grisha and everyone else. So, yeah. Of course, he is a bit, just trying to hide in the midst of all this and not get found out. And Reiner, of course, nearly finds him out, but kind of gives him the pass of like, okay, good. You know what to say if someone else were to grill you like this.
Right,
so,
exactly.
Now I need you to save Gabby from the horrible future that awaits us all.
Yep.
Which is great because he's still doing that here. Falco is still trying to do that here. He's realized, oh my God, we might actually be free now.
Yeah.
Like, there is almost no way.
We don't have to wear the armbands.
Right. If they got rid of the armbands, got rid of their old clothes,
Yep.
and tried to restart their life, like here on Parody, there's almost no way that they would get caught by the military again. Now, they might end up in a situation where they'd have to try and, like, fake the whole brother-sister thing to get adopted by some
slip of the
people.
tongue or whatever, something happens that makes people realize, like, wait, you seem different. Yeah.
Right. Except for the fact that Gabby is clutching, with a death grip.
Oh, yeah.
So tightly to everything about her old life.
Like,
about her imprisonment, about her oppression, about her internalized guilt, about all this shit. And the armband, in her mind, is the key to show that she's better
it's her
than
key
that.
to salvation.
Yeah,
like
it's the thing that will set her free. And
when
it's
you
like,
think about what the
that's
armbands
so
are taken
sickening.
from in history,
Yeah.
and just imagining what it would be like if the historical parallel was here, and someone in that situation had the armband and they were refusing to take it off.
Right.
What-
Now, let's draw a picture here. The way to think about it also is that little test that people did where they took the elephant and chained it up on the leg.
Yep.
And any time that it tried to pull away from the chain and stuff, it would get swatted basically. Like,
Right.
Don't do that. And eventually, over the course of time, the elephant stopped trying to get out of the thing on its leg. So then they put just the lightest, tiniest, little thinnest string around it there to show that once it felt that there was something around it controlling it, it would be like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. So in this case here, Gabby is that really strong, independent character that feels a bit of safety in the armband.
Right.
In that it's something that is actually protecting her from further harm.
Oh yeah, especially considering like how everything else is like when we hear things that like Udo would have used to say about how
Right.
in the other countries it's way worse than it is in Marley. Like it's sick, but it makes sense why Gabby would then be like, yes, I've been doing good at progressing through their messed up, system of doing things. So this is good.
Grice is apparently the uncle.
Gotcha, the uncle. Okay, so not
gotcha.
the parents.
Yeah,
All right.
well, it was someone in his family that he definitely would have heard about having been
Right.
gotten rid of for doing anti-government things.
If anything, that's probably why he's still here.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Colt,
that's a good
rather
point.
than being turned into pure titans along with the parents.
It's true. That's a good point. It was Grandpa Yeager. It was Grandpa Yeager who mentions this to Aaron back in like episode 3.
It'd be him and his family
or
that
episode
would
4, yeah.
Yeah, that would
think it
be
was episode 3.
be punished or whatever if it was discovered that he was doing something
Right.
like
So
that,
he's
yeah.
like, don't talk to that boy anymore. Like I
Yep.
don't want you to, get him in any more trouble and stuff like that.
Yep.
But yeah. My favorite part about Falco that I think a lot of people don't appreciate enough is that his mere existence in the story makes Gabby a way better character. I love Gabby, but if you remove Falco from the story, I don't think I would really like her nearly as much.
Right,
Well,
because the whole arc for her character would shift because there wouldn't be there would be no Jiminy Cricket to pull her back when she's about to do something. She would have gored Kaya with
And she probably
with
would
the
have died.
pitchfork. Yeah, and she
would have died a
definitely would have
while
died.
ago.
Yep.
Like think about it. Think about it. When she
her
went
story
up to
just would have been over.
Yeah, when she went to the airship to shoot one of them, she would have shot probably Sasha and Jean.
Yep.
Both of them would have died, and then
And she would have been shot.
Yeah, well, worse. She probably would have been beaten to death, and then tossed out of the airship while still alive.
Sure.
That's probably what was going to happen because we saw the way they responded.
Right.
They leapt on them, started kicking them,
Well,
bloody.
but even before
and then they
then-
debated throwing them off the airship.
And even before then,
Yeah.
Falco diffused the immediate situation for the people of Parody
Right.
of she's not shooting anymore, so they don't need to because they pulled out their guns and also started shooting, right? So
No, not
they did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I think it was just Jean fired one shot.
That
and he
might
missed.
have been what it was, but the reason that he missed was because Falco like knocked her out of the way and everything.
Yes.
But if she still had her gun, like even if say Jean missed there, the rest of them.
Oh, you're right.
They would have just used
You're
their
right.
guns and
Yeah,
shot her
because
dead.
she was knocked to the side, Jean missed.
Mm-hmm.
Other than why he would have killed her, so they might have both died.
Yeah, but her story would have been over there.
Done.
Done.
Yep.
Done. That would have been it.
Yep.
And
So-
that's like
Yeah. So that brings up in an interesting thing something that I was bringing up a little bit with regards to a completely different side of things within this is that she has not turned on Falco yet.
yep.
And the reason I think for that is that she understands that she owes him a lot right now.
Oh,
but she
yeah.
has never acknowledged it, like, ever. Like, even in the point, remember with the dinner scene when her family is hearing the story along with Reiner sitting there about how she's like a war hero and she like saved
And then
a bunch
boom,
of people.
and all-
Yeah,
yeah.
it blew up the armored train thing and then it hit the bunker. It was so cool. And then like we didn't have to send a bunch of Eldians in to die because it's just amazing.
Right.
And she's super proud of herself for being able to do this really impressive, thing.
Yeah.
But the point where she mentions how, Galliard or Porco saved me.
Right, and she sort of glosses
had-
over the fact that like I was about to die for a second there. Yeah.
And Falco was trying to save me at that point there. You
Yep.
know? So
Yeah.
in her mind, I would love to know if she feels like she owes Falco something. If she feels like Falco is the exception to her rule with regards to her ideology of, good Eldians versus bad Eldians. Because a lot of the things that he's been doing are
the things that she would associate with bad Eldians.
are things that she should associate with bad Eldians, and
Mm-hmm.
yet she's never turned on him. And I think that's primarily just because, well, he was born, nearby,
Well, sure.
and she just knows him a little
Right,
bit.
yeah, she knows him.
She's
and then,
seen him, if
And
you
then
will.
also, because he's also, because he bridges the gap, right? If it was
Oh,
just
he
someone
does.
that she knew, then she could be like, but she hadn't seen anything to the contrary. It was just that, oh, they're a bad Eldian. Then that would be that, probably. But the fact that he's also one of the warrior candidates, or was, who knows if that even matters anymore, right? There's this notion of, yeah, he's with me. He's never going to beat me because I'm so much better than he is
Right.
and so much cuter, and the higher-ups all love me. But he is also one of the good Eldians. He has proven himself, for sure.
Yeah.
But
uh,
now he's saying different things.
Yeah. Yeah, and yet she's still
Yeah.
goes through that there, and she brings some logic, which is like, okay, that's fair, but also no one here probably wears stuff like that, so it doesn't help you. If
Right.
any normal person sees it, they won't know what it means. It's like, yes, Gabby, sure,
But the only chance it has of doing anything
is when soldiers see it,
and then you die.
and then it's bad, and then she's like, well, there's no soldiers. It's like, oh, but like, why not just take it off? It's that thing where I would call this kind of a religious thing, almost, to an extent here.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever encountered someone when they're really like deeply religious, and it's like a superstition, basically? It's the
Sure.
idea of like,
It's
why
the
not?
Kool-Aid drinking, but not...
Well, right. It's cult-like, basically. It's where there's an illogical thing that they're irrationally afraid if they deviate from this normalcy. It's like, why not walk on the left sidewalk today as opposed to the right? And then they have all this like superstition, like, but if I go on the right sidewalk,
Yeah.
then everything is better.
And I need to make sure not to step on the sidewalk cracks because otherwise I'll break my mother's back. And
Right. And you're just like, why don't you just test it? And you're like, don't test fate, man. Like,
Right.
It's that kind of irrational fear that Gabby's experiencing here. But because she's so kind of cocky and self-assured, she's not viewing it through the lens of fear. It's something else. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good way of putting
yeah.
it, Ounce. It's her safety blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows if we'll make it back home, and then she drops this bit here. I don't plan to, basically referring to going home. I just want to get answers from Zeke before I'm caught and killed. Oh boy.
But hey,
Oh boy.
that's at least something where you're saying you want answers. Also, the whole thing of her armband being a safety blanket, it's making me think now. Well, in the first episode, we see her removing the armband, and it's no problem.
She does need to ask though.
She does need to ask, but she even technically asks after she's taken it off. She's like, "This is okay, right? If I do the thing, you'll let me do this, right?" And Magath is like, "Okay."
He says, I think she says, permission to remove my armband, sir, and he goes, permission granted.
Right.
And
yeah,
and then she takes it off.
she does take it off before.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like right before,
Okay.
But that goes to show that it's not necessarily just something of her being like, I don't ever want to take the armband off, but it's that, oh no, if I take it off now, then suddenly it's different. Is that actually maybe because she's already realizing inside her own head that maybe my training isn't fully right? Maybe the things that I believe, maybe I don't necessarily believe them fully myself, and that's why I hold on to it, because otherwise I can't accept that. Otherwise, everything I know falls apart.
Yeah. Now, this is a great little bit here. I've seen a couple things like this where you have a character that's so holding tightly to a specific way of thinking that they every once in a while throw tests out there to the people around them to basically be like, are you actually with me? So you can do whatever you want. You don't have to follow me. One of the things that's rhetorical about this statement here is that Falco can do whatever he wants. Of course he can. Of course he can, Gabby. But
Yep.
wait, whoa, Gabby. Wait. Are you saying that he can but you can't? Why state that unless it's not a given?
Right.
This is one of those I would say, it's not like a Freudian slip necessarily where they accidentally like reveal their true like intentions around something, but it's one of those things where if you look at the verbiage a little bit closely, you realize that the people who emphasize certain things as not being given versus being a given have some conflict internally regarding this statement that they're making. So in this here, she's saying you can do whatever you want. You don't have to follow me. It's kind of like saying, hey, I'm going to go die,
Right.
but you don't have to die.
I didn't want you to join with
I didn't
me
want you to join
anyways.
here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we know what Falco's choice is. We know what Falco's choice is. He's in some ways still following orders right now.
Sure. Yeah. He's still doing what Reiner told him.
And,
Keep Gabby safe.
And I love how spunky he is here. Mm-hmm. He says, fine then, I'll do whatever I want, starting with trashing this.
Yep.
And oh my God, the way Gabby immediately has to eat her words as she's like, wait, no,
Hold on.
I
Hold
didn't
on.
mean actually anything.
Yeah.
This was just a thing you say to people when you want them to be pushed away because,
Yep.
actual human connection is hard and
Well, and-
requires making compromises and, oh no,
It
oh
feels
no.
it feels to me very similar to like if you've watched Fellowship of the Ring, I hope you have, because Lord of the Rings is an amazing film trilogy. But the part where Bilbo gives Frodo the mithril mail like vest, thing, and then Bilbo sees the ring and he's like, "Oh, held ring! I'd very much like to hold it again." And then Frodo buttons the shirt back up and he goes all like, crackhead, like freaks out on him. That's kind of what this feels like to me of when Falco takes the armband off. It's
Right.
like, no, like.
And yes, I know I'm reaching a bit with the lines being taken in that way, Kusari. I'm more of just trying to emphasize a specific point that I feel like the dialogue doesn't contradict, if that makes sense. It's times where the dialogue is specifically focused on something else, obviously. There's ways you can read into things that weren't necessarily intended, but it just makes the dialogue more clean because you can interpret it in these different ways, and it doesn't contradict anything about Gabby's character. And him trashing the armband after she's immediately kind of said like, no, I'm not going to be taking it off. She reacts so strongly.
Like viscerally.
I mean, like
just
like
also. So there's something I want to point out.
Yeah.
Now, I can't remember if this is from this or before.
okay, yeah.
Not only is she pissed, right? Give it back.
Yeah, precious. Yeah.
But there's also a stream of tears.
That's water.
Okay, yeah. That's water from before. That's right.
She was dunking her hair in the river here.
That's
the little-
right.
the little
Yep,
stream.
yep.
But yes, it does look like it could be tears. So it works in the like visual representation that this is a painful thing.
Yeah.
You're breaking my heart.
No,
Don't make us cheesy prequel
No.
meme out of this. Yeah.
No.
Don't worry.
Oh God.
I just love that we're getting all this here because this means like this was kind of the point of bringing these characters in season 4, like
Yep.
at the very end of the show. And Falco's so confused. What for? What's the point of even wearing it here? And look at her face as she's saying these lines.
It's desperation.
That is such fear right there, just racked by fear. Without this little precious, thing around my arm that
Yep.
means nothing without context. I'm the same as the Island Devils. Whoa, wait, Gabby, are you saying that people aren't actually that different?
Wait, yeah. What? Are you
wait,
saying that
Gabby.
it's literally just this armband?
Yeah.
Like-
It's one of those things where because we're outside, we're third party,
Yep.
in this perspective here, we get to look at this and go, "Oh my God, it's so obvious though."
Right.
And yet, because this has been her life up until now,
Like
Oh my
she even
God.
she even kind of acknowledged it earlier of saying like, hey, there's no soldiers out here. We're out in the sticks, right? It's all good out here.
Yeah.
There's no one that I have to worry about out here, basically. It's kind of what she's saying by that, right? That, the people out here are civilians. They're... Wait, no, they couldn't be normal people out here. What? What?
And the CGI Bilbo face hits.
Yeah.
Ah! That was such a freakishly random moment in Fellowship of the Ring. Oh my God. And that wasn't just an extended edition thing. That was like from the full regular version as well. But yeah. And then, what are you saying? You're acting crazy. Now, what's really painful here is Gabby up until this point has been very sure of herself. But
Yeah.
we mentioned, well, not we mentioned, but we've more just seen over the course of this season that everything around her is failing her.
Yep.
She doesn't trust anyone. But Falco has been with you this whole time.
It's true.
Like I'm not gonna make an Among Us joke. Like they've literally been. They're a pair. They're a pair, guys.
Yeah.
We either vote them off as a pair or they're
Right.
crew. They're crew forever because they are. They're in it. They're in it. And then she's like, just leave me alone. Like, like I love the idea that she feels guilty for all this stuff that Falco is feeling. Well, maybe forced to do from her perspective. But I mean, Falco's got a few reasons as to why he's doing this. One, he likes her. Like it's pretty simple in that regard. Two, well, even though they're far distant away from anything regarding making them into warriors, you know, so that they can eat, you know, Reiner. This is something that, hey, the guy that we we were set up to eat, gave me an order of sorts of like, you save her
From all of this.
from all of this.
Yeah.
So if she goes back to Zeke to find answers, that's not going
That's
to
death.
lead to her, you know, surviving. Like this is
Yeah.
so good. And yeah, and Gabby clearly cares about Falco too. A lot of the faces she makes in tense situations show that during the season she looks really worried a lot. Yeah, totally. And it's something where it becomes more apparent the less of her original environment she's in. So in this just open forest with no friends or allies nearby. Yeah. And then of course she has to question why. Why did you come with me? You didn't have to die too.
Oh, God, that face.
And she's starting to cry here. I think this is where you can very clearly see because they have
it's
the
coming
water
out the
welling
corners
up
of
in
the eyes, yeah.
there. It then becomes a thing of her like, you didn't have to die too.
And this is also one of the reasons why I think that Falco makes Gabby a more likable character, is because Gabby's whole issue is that she's in an echo chamber, right? She's been in an echo chamber, she's brought out of the echo chamber, but she still holds to it in her own mind, right? Yeah. She keeps that armband on. But, hey, even though she's a character that does a lot of unlikable things, she kills a lot of people, right? In some pretty brutal ways. Well, give her someone that she does care about, you know, as someone to go alongside her, so that we can see sides of her like this, right? Yeah. That way we know, she's not just a psycho, you know, crazy killing machine, right? Yeah. There's more to it than that.
Yeah, a lot more. Okay. So, we meet not Historia here, aka Kaya, and this is one of those like paths, stroke of luck, serendipitous encounters, you know, Kairos moments, destiny, all this stuff where it's just the cruelest twists of fate's knife.
Oh yeah.
That, of course, the first person that they bump into is connected to the family of the girl that she killed. Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah. Oh, let's go. That is so exciting. And yeah. I don't want to say we hit her home and ran away from it all, and she's already like thinking
I'm gonna kill her.
Of killing her. And Falco you know, stops her there. And oh man, this
Are you guys hungry? She
this,
knows that they're Marlian.
Yeah, she knows immediately. Like this isn't something where she's like, oh, okay. Good thing to bring up in context here, though, that I think is really, really special. Imagine you're on Parody Island, right?
Sure.
And you're a kid. So Kaya's probably like their age, right? Like maybe a little younger.
Yeah, I think she's
they're
around 12 probably.
Yeah, because they're probably like 12 or 13.
I think so, yeah.
Something like that.
Yep.
So let's imagine 9-year-old you finds out the world is actually a lot bigger. And we're just on a little island, right?
Yep.
There's all these people out there now, right? And you, being hopefully, well, you're an orphan in this case here, and trying to put myself in Kaya's position here. You know, being helped by a loving family and stuff, really, really cares about her. But there's these people out there, and we're, you know, going to have to go to war with them. But what would it be like to meet someone from the world outside? And like, I love the simplicity of little stories like this, because then you get to have the not the innocence, but the beauty of the world communicated through something so simple as the hospitality of a young girl here who just sees, well, two lost kids, and she's just like, oh, I know what this looks like. Yeah, I'm at an orphanage.
I'm an orphan. Like,
yeah, totally. Let's go.
Yeah.
It feels so just perfect to have them be given this opportunity, because hey, it's convenient writing and stuff like that, so let's just have it happen.
And it's a way to twist the knife even more.
And it's a way to
Sasha.
twist the knife even more. Yeah. And they don't even clue into that.
Nope. Oh, yeah.
That would
They
be
don't know.
that would be the awkwardly convenient writing if for some reason they're like, oh, by the way,
Yeah, by the way,
here's
yeah.
a picture of the
right.
like,
Yeah.
like
Nope, nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
But the audience knows.
yeah, we know it's for us, you know. Mm-hmm. So then we've got a nice little
It's like, hey, let's just book it out of here. Get a horse and go.
yeah, and get
I'm not gonna
our
share
first,
a meal with devils.
Our first okay. You
Yeah.
want to know what something I thought about this, and I thought it was kind of funny, was that Gabby kind of did already in her definition of it. It's kind of.
Oh.
She had a meal with Reiner back in episode like 3 or 2 or whatever that was.
Oh.
In a kind of a weird way, Reiner
Nah.
never came back from Parody Island.
But he's a good LDN.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. But one of the things that's rather
She very much doesn't think about what it would have been like for Reiner over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
it's one of those things where she's like, I don't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though she's the one that brings up like, yeah, Auntie said that you're different, like you came back different and stuff. I just thought this was kind of interesting that they talked about it through the sharing the meal kind of thing, because there's been a lot of moments in this season that have focused on food, weirdly enough, and like a lot of moments in this season that were food related stuff, like even just the stuff with Sasha
Right.
having the food prepared by a Marleyan, you know.
Sure.
It's just
Yep.
I don't know. This feels like one of those like quintessential human since the first days of humanity. Sharing a meal with another human being was just like the ultimate kind of offering of, okay, yeah, we're at peace here. There's no reason to have conflict. So
And yes, the way that with Gabby with her hair down and everything looks so much like Aaron.
yes,
It's
that's
that's a nice little
intentional.
just cherry on top.
Yeah. Also a little bit like Sasha too. Just
Sure.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Falco is like, hey, you dumped charisma, so I'm going to do all
Exactly.
the talking here. Keep your mouth shut. I also like this side of Falco here because he's being confident
Yeah, being assertive. Yeah.
and kind of taking charge in the aspect that Gabby's like, okay, fine. like I get it. Yeah, I'm not going to be that
Right.
helpful here.
the acknowledging of each other's unique strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, okay, Gabby, so as we both know, you're not very agreeable.
Exactly. Point, case in point right,
Right.
there. That whole thing right there.
Yeah.
We're not going to need that here. And I love that immediately now the other thread of this whole bit being
Ties
Sasha's
together.
family. And, you know, the last time we saw a Marleyan and an Eldian kind of interacting
Food's a hell of a
this
thing.
way, it was over the course of, hey, Nicolo and Sasha's,
Sharing a
parents being like, hey, let's share a meal together.
Yep.
So, hey, we have them here. And, Nicolo's not here, but, we have a meal being, set up to being shared here. It's just,
Yep. Yep.
oh man.
I feel like there's not even too much to be
There really isn't.
to be said for
No.
this that we haven't said in the reaction.
Uh-huh.
Like it speaks for itself, right? The poetry is like it's killer.
Yeah.
It's absolutely killer.
Yeah.
and they don't know.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I thought that was funny here,
Hmm.
just question, why did she think that there was a Southern Marleyan accent?
Yeah, that is kind of odd. I don't know. I'm guessing it's something where it's like, no idea. No idea. Like similar accents to what they have over in Marley, maybe, you know?
Okay. It's just one of those things where I was like, how would she recognize the accent?
Right.
That literally doesn't make sense. Huh. No.
But yeah, we're siblings. It's
Yeah,
great. Just
we spin a little story here.
we'll
and-
do whatever work you want. Please just let us stay for a few days.
Yeah, except you look at the way they're all shown with their body language here, and they know too. Like, I think they know.
Probably. I mean, well, okay.
They've
Gabby,
interacted with Marleyans in the past.
well, and Gabby commenting on, oh, a Southern Marleyan accent.
Well,
Now, maybe
she,
that was
she thought that in her head. It
sure.
wasn't something
yeah,
that she said
right.
out loud.
Yeah, that would have been pretty bad if she had. Yeah.
Why? Oh no, I get why he
Oh,
could have a
sure.
different accent.
Oh yeah,
than-
no, that is a great point. Yeah, 100 years, the accents would probably still be around.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you still. That makes sense. That, you know, it's not been a long time since the people of Parody Island
Came here.
Right.
It's
But
been maybe 3-4 generations tops. Yeah.
totally. Okay.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just thought that was kind of an interesting thing to bring up there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Okay.
it's the whole thing of like the dad sort of standing in between them and the rest of the family. Like, you know, even though it's subtly.
Yeah. Welcome to Browse Stables. Y'all can stay as long as you like. Come on, join us for breakfast.
Yep.
And
Stew.
Yeah, it's plentiful. It goes around pretty far.
Mm-hmm.
And just being touched by the mom here,
Uh-huh.
Gabby
Freaks out.
nearly flips out here.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Like
No head pats for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't get to. Like,
the meme is definitely there, in that it's the head pats, you know.
right,
thing,
like,
but it's also
like she would
just-
put her helmet back on if she could.
right.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
I love the way that they understand the potential ways in which this is not really the Eldian Marleyan thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I'm sure you all have been through a lot.
Right, because whether, like, even if they don't realize that she's Marleyan at this point, it's oh, you could have been in a similar situation as Kaya and a bunch of the other people. Your parents could have been killed by Titans, you know. So a hand, you know, coming and touching on the top of your head might be something you don't like. But then if they're Marleyans, there's the whole idea of, okay, well, if they know they're warriors, that's one thing. But then there's the whole idea of, oh, if they're from Marley but they're Eldians, then, you know, who knows what they might have endured over there, right? Because they know about the kind of discrimination that, you know, the Eldians get.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, yeah, there could be a whole number of stories for why she freaks out like this, and
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter what it is. You know,
Yeah.
it's complicated. So yeah,
Yeah,
They
and
give
I
her
love
space.
exactly what you said, Shadow. Yeah, exactly. It's interpreted as a sign of abuse, which is kind of accurate, actually.
oh yeah,
It is a form of abuse.
Yeah.
Like what she's went through to believe that, you know, she shouldn't even be touched by them.
yep,
That is totally abuse.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
that is actually like very accurate. So, all right. Moving on to a little bit of diplomacy here, we get
exactly. We haven't seen
Exactly,
you
yeah.
since what? The ship machine?
since the ship machine,
Like-
ship machine Zackley, having a little bit of a talk with Azumabito.
Right. yeah.
Yeah. Actually, did we see him in the council?
We
at the
did.
end
We
of
did.
season
Yeah,
3?
I realized that after. Yeah. Yeah.
You could have said that. Yeah, it's okay. We're not gonna judge you for like forgetting him being present in season 3. You know?
But the ship machine is so memorable, Caleb. You know.
Wait, was the ship machine at the end of season 3, part 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's in season 3, part 2 as well. Yeah. Welcome to the world's most dangerous island. But this is an interesting thing, an observation craft.
Yeah.
So, do we have our first flying
flying
machinery of sorts? What's
It definitely looks like some kind of
what's this?
probable plane or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it's something that's meant to land on the water, like it's a skiff
sure.
of sorts. But does it have like an engine, like a propeller or something?
Well, they do say that it's powered by the ice burst stone stuff, which is like, okay, that's
that
cool.
they
Yeah.
got from the ODM gear, yeah.
Yep.
But I'm just okay. But also, this is why they brought it. This is the part that I thought was like, wait, whoa. Is this where we're at right now?
Oh, uh-huh.
With it, we will ascertain the true power of the rumbling.
Right.
Which is basically like saying, so when the Titans are unleashed and everything, we'll be safe high in the sky.
Right, moving
just
fast in a small craft to basically just that is sturdy and everything to observe. Yes.
Yeah. Nani? What?
Well, and
Is that where we're at right now?
well, in the way that Hanji talks about how like or maybe was it Hanji or it was someone
When
where
she's
they
talking to the reporters?
yeah, well, but about how they need to evacuate Shiganshina district. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
so gotcha. So that outer wall bit there for Shiganshina. So that's gonna be the first test, huh?
Yeah, I don't remember her saying evacuate Shiganshina.
There was something where they were talking about
Why are there
yeah.
orders to evacuate Shiganshina? Yes,
Yeah.
yes, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
well,
is this Demo Reeves or Flagle Reeves? What was his name?
oh, it might have been Flagle.
Flagle.
I think it was
yes,
Flagle.
Yeah, Demo
Yeah.
I think was the father.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Dang, I didn't even pick up on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at old Flagle here. It's been so long.
Been a while. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fleagle. Yes, it is Phlegm. It's Phlegm Reeves, yes. Yes. The random merchant civilian guy who ends up leading an uprising and becoming a leader in Shiganshina. Well,
Right.
yeah. So that's its own thing, bringing in some continuity. Again, more character callbacks to previous seasons. I want to bring up the reason why I think they're doing this.
Oh yeah.
It's to remind us that there are named people in the world
Oh, sure.
that
yeah.
are innocent of what parody might be doing. It's his story. Where are the blondes? Historia 1, Historia 2, Historia 3, Historia 4.
I mean, yeah.
Oh my
Because that is one of the things that can be kind of tough.
Oh, he was from Trust?
That's right. He was from Trust, right? Because it was season 3, part 1, so they hadn't retaken Shiganshina yet.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
I knew that. What? Yeah. So they're getting everything from the military here, which means they're not getting much at all.
Right.
And yeah.
So look me in my eyes and tell me I can trust you.
And
She can't do that.
She can't do that
Because she has only one eye left, so she could only look at one of your eyes at a time. No.
For the greater good. For the greater good.
Boy.
Oh boy. Hanji's dropping the very like almost Irwin line with no confidence in it.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Like it's like she's trying to play act as Irwin here and be like, this is all for the sake of the Eldian people. It's like, this is for the sake of humanity.
Look at the thinness of those eyebrows. You can't just say something like that and expect people to immediately, follow you.
Yeah.
Also, these are regular people, Irwin cultivated specifically to just cherry pick the crazies, that join the scouts.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Poor Hanji though. Like you really feel for her here. And then we get introduced to the idea that okay.
There is a traitor among us.
You're the ones who leaked the info about Eren.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get into the crux of what this episode is setting up for the conflict in the larger scale side of things.
Right.
The colossal side of things, if you will. the 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 foundational conflict, if you will.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
Aaron info leaked. Flock connected things with Yelena. Yelena might have interacted with Aaron. Aaron began moving on his own. We're introduced to this
The plot thickens.
this tether, if you will, between a couple key events
A path,
and
if you will.
a path, if you will, that led to Aaron going off on his own. And then we're just left to wonder what happened in those 10 months. Well, it wasn't all necessarily Aaron, going straight to Marley. There was probably a
He might have done some
6-month
stuff.
chunk of it or something like that that was
Sure.
more specifically that.
Uh-huh.
But the fact that this episode covered nothing about that time, and we've been getting little flashbacks moving up closer and closer to the present.
Yep. That's one of the other
this
reasons.
next episode or two, I am really hoping we get the full picture of what happened.
Because there are a few things that would seem like they would take the majority of the focus for like the screen time and stuff. You've got the whole thing of Armin and Mikasa being like, hey, let's talk to Aaron before all of us and our friends start talking about the idea of potentially needing to kill him, right? That's the kind of thing where you would think that would be in the very next episode, right? At least a little bit in one of the scenes that they have, know. And then you've got stuff like this of, oh, wait, hold on. When did Aaron first get connection with Zeke, and how did that happen? And it was potentially from someone within our own ranks and things like that.
But not only that, it was someone within our own ranks that might have been talking to someone who was connected to Zeke's group,
Right.
And then they're getting orders from Zeke to set all this up. So
and
that
now
it
they're
might end
spilling
up
information
leading
about Aaron being imprisoned and things
Yeah.
like that. And it's like this is okay.
This is
okay.
problem.
Oh yeah, and then they're also saying things like the Eldian Empire, the new Eldian Empire, and whatnot.
Yeah, Holger, Wim, Luis, and Flock.
That flocking guy.
That flocking guy, yep. Now, I liked his reasoning here. Why'd you do this? Well, because Aaron should be freed. He hasn't done anything wrong. Now, while I would say, as far as we know, the audience right now, I don't think that he has done anything worse necessarily than what they were basically like setting up to potentially do here with the rumbling.
Yeah, morally, you could definitely make that argument, but at the very least, he is in the military, and he went AWOL, and not only went
But we
AWOL...
don't know the details of that. We don't know exactly what happened.
Well, we do know that he disappeared.
Yes, but we don't know why he disappeared.
Oh,
we
sure,
don't know
sure.
who talked with him before he disappeared.
Totally. But just, I mean, assuming that the laws for people in the parody military and stuff are semi-similar to the laws for, militaries in our world.
Yeah, sure.
That in and of itself is
Right.
an arrestable offense.
Totally. But he could be on a secret mission. There literally could be a thing where Hanji said go. Like we don't know. There's no incontrovertible evidence supporting that Aaron went entirely AWOL. All we know is that Aaron went off on his own. He went and did horrible things in Marley because he slaughtered tons of civilians. What went on between then and there, I think that's pretty obvious, is that he made contact with Zeke. That's the whole baseball thing. In between then and there, he didn't have any connection with those back at Parody. That's why he needed the letters and stuff.
Right.
So that he could get in contact with them. So during that time, he's AWOL in that they can't contact him and he can't contact them. But as far as why he left initially, that's where they're investigating here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what exactly are you wanting out of this flock? Because, yes, we do need Aaron for anything that we're going to do from here on out, pretty much, for anything with the rumbling or anything like that. But,
Right. But this is where things are getting a bit mixed up here. Freaking Zackley and Hizuru, Representative Azumabito, Lady Azumabito, are talking about how they're going to observe the rumbling here.
Yep.
And yet these guys are bad because they're talking about how the rumbling is something that they're wanting to help make happen. I feel like what this is that all the people on the parody side of things are quickly realizing how little they matter in the grand scheme of things here.
Oh, okay.
They really won't be able to shape much unless they go and really like hard commit to either supporting Aaron in literally everything that he does, or like probably what's going on with Yelena in Zeke's case, supporting Zeke, just like to the utmost.
Yeah, whole hog. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then Hanji feels like she's stuck in the middle. She's trying to like manage everything,
Right.
but she can't.
And
she
here's-
literally cannot control Aaron.
Nope. And
So-
here's some random. And even though we have him in prison, and Aaron just told me I'm staying here because I want to, not because you're forcing me to, right? Then we have some random soldier who decides I'm going to broadcast to the world. Maybe not the details of where one of the nuclear keys is, but that details of how we're interacting with said walking bipedal nuclear key.
Well, to be fair, again, I feel like you're giving a bit more away than you intend to, but we don't know what Flock leaked.
That Aaron is imprisoned.
That's all. But you said like details about where he is.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I said that he didn't necessarily say anything about where.
Oh, I thought you said he literally said where one of the nuclear keys is. That was,
No.
that was the words you just said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The point that Flock seems to be bringing up is that we have to choose Aaron here. Like we have to choose him almost above even like the military command here, which leads
Sure.
to him going around Hanji's.
Right, we don't really have much of a choice. This is our only path forward.
Yeah. And then Hanji, I feel so bad for her because I don't feel like she has a good path forward here for her. Saying there's no guarantee that the rumbling works as planned and can save us is like saying, well, the thing that we're going to do anyway, or we're going to test at least. Test. How can you test that?
Just Shiganshina, it'll be fine.
God,
It'll be fine.
It hurts. It hurts internally to think about how people think that they can test this. This is that part of Hanji where she's trying to be the scientist and the military leader and the political figure all in three.
And it's not working.
It's not gonna work. It cannot work. Like it. There is a ways it can work, and it is not on this path. It is on a completely different path. It involves you basically submitting almost all your trust in Aaron and saying like, how would you test this? And if you're gonna test this, what'll it look like? And then you find out from Aaron whether or not he actually knows what it'll look like too. Because while there's a possibility that he could know a bit because he's obviously made contact with Zeke before and nothing happened, it doesn't mean that nothing at all happened with regards
right.
to
Just nothing that
what
they
they
know
did.
of. Yeah.
Yeah. No, nothing on the scale of the rumbling.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, at this point, it's no more than a myth. This is a line that I feel like is a helpful line in that it says that we don't know that this will work necessarily. However, it's also one of those things of where a leader is kind of saying like, this isn't your kind of prerogative. This is not your
Right.
field.
You don't need to know about this. This is above your pay grade.
But that's just not how a leader does things. I just say here, this is one of those things where, personally, this feels a little bit, just to draw a comparison here, this feels a little bit like the Last Jedi kind of instance here of Flock is being kind of the Poe Dameron here.
Oh,
And
interesting.
he's going out and disobeying like orders and stuff, but exacerbating situations where Hanji is already kind of in a no-win situation. And
All right.
I feel like if they just got better communication with regards to the things that they could give to them, things won't escalate anymore. Except for the fact that there's probably already some stuff that's happened that's made it too late for things to get worse.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
Mind if we actually picked up the pace a little bit just to make sure we get through the episode on a good schedule?
Oh yeah. We're already halfway through. The stuff with this here is showing that they are going to carry out Zeke's plan, but they're going to be tried for leaking the info.
Yep.
And he just says,
If it's
okay.
for the sake of humanity, so be it.
Yep. And then Hanji flashes back to the bit.
Yeah, the MP
the secret
guy.
police
Yeah.
guy.
Yep.
So we go in some investigating, which we'll then pick up with Pictius later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we meet Louise.
Yep.
Apparently, in the dub, she's voiced by Emily.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like...
That's such a fun little, like, okay.
She is consistently typecast as the anime girls with the blonde hair. Like...
Yeah. And we get a really, really sweet flashback here. And I still haven't gone back and checked this episode, but I really would love to go back and see this kind of bit there from the
from
season
her perspective.
because I believe this is a new shot.
Yes, I'm pretty
It's
sure
not
that is
shown
a new
from
shot.
this angle. It's shown a different angle. But
Right, like the bit of Mikasa actually killing the Titan, that was very much Studio Wit style and everything.
Totally.
But this is probably new.
Yeah. But wanted to get closer to you, so I could ask basically, well, why did you join the Scout Regiment?
Yep.
She's holding on to her scarf, lets it go, but she's like, nope, that's not info for you.
Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. And then she salutes.
And then she remembers.
And this bit is one of the creepiest things
We've gotten in a long time.
We've gotten in a long time with Attack on Titan here because this is kind of a tatakai kind of moment here.
Yep.
But it's Aaron's older voice talking to her through this.
So
is that right, or is it something different?
I don't believe it is.
No.
I brought my headphones just so we could listen to it again. But I think it's one of the classic instances of Yuki Kaji's voice just being like it could be an old voice, it could be a kid.
Okay. Yeah, totally. So I'm gonna turn this off for a second, guys. Hold on.
Yeah, I think that's the young voice.
It could very well be the young voice. Yeah, it's definitely not. It's definitely not.
It's definitely not his present day voice.
Yeah, it's definitely not his present day voice.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, it's much higher pitch in general.
Oh boy.
But okay. Little fun little connection here. They've been doing a lot with birds recently this season, and they had a little bit of a flock of birds kind of going through that bit in her flashback there, and then the scene transitions to a bird, right outside the
pigeon. I think
right outside this barred window here. Mm-hmm. Bird, freedom, cage, walls.
Yeah.
Just a little thing.
That's curious.
There. Just a little thing there. So then we go and get Pixis,
who is using his 5-head.
Yes, investigating Yelena.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the show is doing this while we're getting a Gabby Falco character-focused episode, is basically saying we're moving things along quickly here. We're trying to just keep you in the know, so that when we reveal what they all did, you can then go, oh, okay.
A flock of birds.
There. Oh God.
And then after all that serious stuff of connections between Eren and Zeke and all of that, then random horse,
guys.
Yep.
Did you forget Attack on Titan could do comedy?
Now
what?
So now this is something where I actually want to ask chat, because I'm not sure. Is this supposed to be the same horse as what's his face, the guy who was constantly getting his hair bit by the horse?
Yeah, his name was
from season 1.
The horse's name was Charlotte,
right?
Or Shallot.
Yeah, something like that.
One of those Charlotte, but it was like the guy's name was like something L, like something like that. But like what the heck?
Because I like to imagine this is the same horse.
Oh no, it's just Jean. Oh, it's just Jean.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I can see that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Shallot. Okay. Yeah. It's Juan, John's cousin. God damn it. Shut it.
I was on the side of the horse.
I gotta say, guys, my Berserk PTSD is still not fully gone and healed yet.
No, I know.
So once I saw a horse staring in this way and it like getting like
staring at the camera, yeah.
3 focused bits, this made me uncomfortable.
Oh,
just gotta say,
same.
this made me very, very uncomfortable.
Yep, me too.
Yeah,
Me
actually kind
too.
of semi-cursed Attack on Titan image. Mm-hmm. But then it lends itself to one of the funniest moments.
Oh my god.
Well, definitely
This
in
is-
this season. And just bite. Nom nom.
Yep. This was the other reason why I wanted to make sure I had my headphones here because, oh man,
Just
you know what this also kind of felt like? This reminded me of like Sokka when he's like, my life will be calm and happy and joyful,
and
you know,
joyful.
and then
just
and he kicks and ends up hurting himself because it's like
the way he says Gabby here.
Let's
Yo,
listen to it again.
It's so good.
Ah.
Gabby.
Gabby!
Gabby. Oh my god! I can't wait to hear this in the dub to see if they ham it up even more. Because sometimes
I
it's,
hope they do.
Sometimes it's line delivery stuff like that that works even better in your native language. But this one just, it worked perfectly.
The main event. Wow. Okay.
Also, again, Gabby with the why is this happening to me? It's like,
Right.
like Gabby, like
But it does very much feel like this day just keeps getting worse.
right. But it's also the why did so and so have to die?
Right.
You know,
Yeah, uh-huh.
But it's the microcosm of that of why did I have to get bit by this horse on the head, then slip on the mud, land on the bucket, which then flung up into the
Bounced
ceiling,
off two different things, and
then landed directly on my head while I'm covered in mud.
I mean, hey, Gabby, if you think about it, the bucket landing on you like that meant that you didn't get a face full of mud. You know, like that. Yeah.
But yes.
Rex stuff with
Super
100
fun.
bits. In regards to testing the rumbling, it sounds like their plan is to send out the Colossi of Shiganshina. Figure 100 of them, maybe, and that would probably stomp out a nation before they were killed off by anti-Titan weapons. The Paradisians probably figured that after that, the world will be too afraid to poke the Titanic bear anymore, at least not for a few years, while they catch up technologically. Yeah, probably. Yeah, so no big deal. We'll just go crush a country, and yeah. You know, it'll be a-okay, just fine.
There are Yes. That is most likely what they plan to do.
It's a practical idea.
It's a stupid idea. Like I just say, it is an absolutely stupid idea because that will absolutely unite the world against
Well,
them.
they're already united against them, you know.
Yes, but this will like maintain that
Well-
in perpetuity.
But as long as they don't attack, then I see this as an absolute win.
Yeah, and then we'll just
You know?
become, human beings being raised up for war behind walls.
No, it's
the
fine.
cycle
It'll be
continues.
fine.
Yeah. And then just Gabby's, this is the devil's doing.
Yeah, it's like,
'Cause it's-
girl, no, I think it's the horses.
doing. The comedy bit of it is still laced with the sadness of Gabby thinking like,
This is the devil's? Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's I think she's meaning singular in this case here, not like
Oh.
the devil's the plural, they're all doing it. Like I'm here because like it it just felt really, really funny. Yeah. And then Falco has to drop this thing. There's not a horse that would let you ride it. Basically, like, you're too bad natured to let
Animals
a horse
can
actually ride
can
you.
detect negative emotions,
Yes.
and you're a steaming cauldron of them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Falco brings up the fact that eventually the world will attack this island.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was a traitor among us.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let's have lunch.
Yeah.
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 I love how it's something where even oh man, it just helps reinforce to me that like yes, Gabby and Falco are kids. Because if they were really wanting to go like, giga imposter brain and all that stuff, right? You don't shout about this kind of stuff while you're in the stable because your line of sight is limited. Someone could literally just be right around the corner hearing you. You would have no way of knowing. And well, yeah, turns out she did.
Yeah, I might be wrong in the grammar sense of it, Kusaria, but if it was plural, then the apostrophe would be on the right side of the S.
Uh-huh.
So either Crunchyroll
Right.
got it wrong.
It's devils singular, but possessive.
possessive.
Not plural possessive.
Right. So it's not.
Not devils's.
Yeah, which is something that I'd say would make more sense for her to say. But I thought it was funny that she decided to say it in the singular possessive kind of way. But yeah, exactly. And then we have to drop the, oh yeah, these are all orphans here. Mm-hmm. And you kind of fit in with them here. And you could actually have a life here. Mm-hmm. In fact, the people here who rule this island have policies that give support to kids without families. That's kind of genuinely noble. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's
All of us here lost our parents 4 years ago.
4 years ago. What happened?
What happened 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a big dramatic attack of some kind. I don't know who was responsible. I love how they just zoom in on Gabby's face as this whole thing is happening. Like, I won't look.
A sec. Yeah,
I won't look. Yeah. It's the whole thing of, Gabby, are you listening? Are you listening? Because, I mean, it's right there. It's right there. Plain as day. Can't deny it.
Yep.
But then this is her response. You haven't accepted your guilt.
It's like,
Bitch,
girl.
what?
Yeah, yeah.
What? Like,
Oh boy!
oh,
It's like you're
I'm
not even
so glad-
trying to be sus or
No.
to be like blending in anymore.
But I just love that she was so revolted by this idea that she would need to self-check a little bit, that she then goes, and you haven't accepted your guilt, that's why.
Right.
Whoa, wait. Gabby, hold on. Are you projecting your potential guilt at being a part of the system that took away her parents and all these other kids' parents? But instead of acknowledging that and kind of coming to terms with the fact that, oh yeah, war means a lot of stuff that goes on both sides here. But no, it's her guilt.
Right.
Oh.
Yep. And yes, I forgot about the whole fact. Yeah, Kaya heard them in the forest, not the stable, but they could have been heard at the stable.
Yeah. And, only when an Eldian accepts the depths of their sins can they begin to atone.
It's like, wow.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell us how you really feel. Mm-hmm. And Kaya
Is that
just
related
like,
to our parents dying?
What?
Like,
what does that have to do with anything? Yeah. Oh, of course. Even if you act like a saint, your sins are too great to escape. This is a very interesting line of logic here, because one of the things that I think Gabby is nailing at that's right here, and this is the reason why Gabby is too much like a horse. She's tunnel visioned. She's got blinders up to everything around her and behind her. It's like, now there are no consequences. This is the way things are. Now, if you were to act like a saint in that you could do no wrong, then you would no longer be able to acknowledge your faults. That sounds like someone who is very much, right here kind of saying like, I'm a good Eldian. I'm the best Eldian. In some ways, she's been mentioning before, like, I'm perfect. Like, I've got everything worked out. Now, she acknowledges over the time that, like, she's trying to make things better for Eldians. But her logic carries back in on itself when she's like, oh.
It's the Ouroboros, basically.
Yeah, it's an Ouroboros thing. It's circular. It ends up coming back on her, and like, you could think
Not
about this
very
yourself,
stable.
and it's just,
Not very stable, really.
Oh wow, horse puns still.
Yep.
And then, is that what they teach you in Marley?
We're in our debt, yeah.
And just the way they
don't
didn't
realize
hear
right
it.
away. Just wait.
Wait, what
What did you say? Oh my God. Marley's
for
two
Marley,
best
right?
warriors right here. How did you?
I love that this is something that that just surprised them. They're like,
How did she figure it out?
oh my god, guys,
Oh, is this observation hockey?
is this observation?
like, do you have a paths connection? This is truly the most.
She's actually with Zeke. See, this is all a front. Clearly, Zeke must have told everyone here about us, and they're a part of his splinter
There
cell.
is no other way that you could possibly know.
And it's just like, no, you guys were yelling it like out loud, like at the river, like
Yep.
for a while. Sound carries. It's actually a really common thing that kids, they're not really like teenagers yet, you know, so they should kind of have this problem. More probably got rid of it a few years ago or stuff like that. But hey, they might be a little bit shell shocked just in general, so their ears aren't as good as they used to be because they've been around bullets whizzing and stuff everywhere. But it's just kids for some reason forget how far that sound carries, and it's extremely common. You'll hear it when kids like whisper, you know, they'll be like, "Don't let Mom know about the cookies we stole," and it's just like, are you supposed to be whispering? They're like, if you don't move,
I'm using
they
a
can't see us.
hushed tone. That
using
means
a
that they
hushed
can't
tone,
hear, right? Yeah. It's like Kaya isn't just gonna go like, the rain sounds like Josuke.
Yes,
You know, like
So true.
like no, I can hear you just fine. Like,
I
you're
don't
being
walk
very loud.
right, but also like she doesn't walk that fast. She wasn't running there, so it took her a while of time while she was nearby to walk over there.
Yep.
And she probably walked over there because she heard them talking.
It's like, oh, some people are shouting from over here. I didn't think anyone was over here.
What are they doing over here?
Oh.
Marley.
Marley and the devils, and they must all be killed.
Pikachu what face? Absolutely.
Yeah, for real.
They're just like, oh my god. And then also I love the fact that Falco, his response is, from the start, I'm so embarrassed. I should have been
He's
more
embarrassed,
honest.
like.
And then Gab's like, oh, this bitch gonna die.
Right. Yep.
Like, Gab, like, this is their personalities in a nutshell. Gabby's like, where's the nearest pointy thing? Like,
Right.
I'm going to kill this one.
Yep.
And then Falco's like,
Should have
oh
killed her
my
in the
God,
woods.
oh my god. It's sad how funny this is, really, but it's
Right.
also just messed up.
It's sad how funny this is, and it's funny how sad this is. Like,
Yeah.
it's. Like, yeah.
Okay, so 16:10, Jacob, there it is.
Yep.
Wow.
That bit there. Yeah.
This is your kawaii war criminal,
Yep.
and
She
she's
can't
about
be this
to
cute.
go.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Oh wait.
Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a substitute teacher. Kids think they are so slick when they're passing notes or
Yes.
staring into their desks with their phones.
Yes, exactly. I was a tutor for some kids once, and it was so funny to see them like just being like, I'd just be like, yep, you're so subtle and quiet and stuff. And it would be funny when they'd be like, okay, now we're gonna trick him into giving us like free time with this here. But you then do this and you do this, and I'm just like, if you want free time, like, you finish this chapter here, and you can have like
You're good to
45
go.
minutes of free time. And they're like, okay. It's adorable, but yeah. Yeah. I love that it then comes down to it where Kaya then says, no, like, she's getting jealous that I'm going to steal away, Falco.
Oh,
But this
totally
is also,
covers for him.
yeah,
Yeah.
but this is Gabby's line here. Island devils can't be this kind. This part gave me like memory PTSD of lots of personal stories that I don't want to get into.
Yep.
Or I've interacted with people who have experienced this kind of abuse and mental trauma and emotional abuse and all this stuff where kindness equals manipulation towards more abuse. That's their entire worldview.
Right.
It breaks my heart, but it is way more common. I mean, way more common than we'd like to admit how many people
Oh, yeah.
think a more nuanced version of what Gabby's going through right here. And I think this was the point where, for me, it was just like,
And
like my heart just goes out to Gabby. Like I can't hate her anymore.
well, and this is probably one of those things that also was helpful for Kaya because, like, Kaya's pretty young, right? She's gone through some really messed up stuff. Actually being trusting enough that this person who has multiple times wanted to kill you, even though she might only have be realizing now that she had been, close to killing her.
Yeah.
That she still covers for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
huge. I can't wait for the next episode to
crazy.
see if Gabby loosens up a little bit now,
Oh,
because
yeah?
that would probably defy all of her beliefs about the parody Eldians.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, yes, that pose was very much something that Jacob was bringing up along with chat in the beginning of the stream.
Yep.
That is something that is exactly the same from when Aaron took the broomstick, the broom handle, and had like a knife attached to the end of it and killed the Ascot man. Well, no, not Ascot man. Ascot man came in later, and Mikasa killed him. The goddamn slap on Titan of Bridge has made me never forget Ascot man. Oh my god. Kaya, you're amazing. And this part here,
Kaya's actually getting along with people. She's cheered up some. Yeah.
And we end up getting Kaya's backstory, and this is where we're setting it up with the actually getting along with people. She's cheered up some.
Well, because remember when Sasha saved her 4 years ago, she was totally non-responsive.
She was, yeah.
Like she watched her mom get eaten right in front of her, slowly.
Yeah, but it's.
Yep.
It's so good because she wasn't necessarily getting along well with the other orphans. Then, if that's the case,
Right.
Yep.
And then she takes him to where it happened.
Yeah. Now, okay, just bear with me, Jacob.
Yeah.
This doesn't really look like the village that we got in season 2, episode 2.
So what I think, so I can't remember what it was for the two different.
With the bridge and everything, remember?
That could potentially be on the other side.
Yeah,
but the homes being destroyed, I think that does fit because with the town where they were created, since all the people were turned into Titans, they didn't have to search and kill anybody because they were all turned into Titans. So that wasn't the buildings weren't destroyed there, so the buildings were destroyed here.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, but that would so totally screw Kid up, and we then get the final obvious. Okay, this is the girl that Sasha saved.
And notice that Gabby can't bring herself to say that. Did you see it happen? Right?
Yeah.
Because now she's dealing with an actual specific individual person,
someone did
right?
see it happen.
Where someone did see it happen,
Yep.
and she can look at the look at in Kaya's eyes and know, oh yeah. You did see that happen. This isn't something that you're making up. This isn't some propaganda thing or whatever. And, oh yeah, that was 4 years ago. That was, even though her mom had nothing to do with anything that's been happening, she didn't kill anybody, she didn't hurt anybody. Even if she had, that was 4 years ago.
Right.
This was before the attack on Liberio.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And then we get Gabby's questioning to the universe, basically, of why did Udo and Zofia have to die?
Right.
And then we get this here.
Mirrored here.
Mirrored, yeah, exactly. What exactly did my mom do? Did she deserve this? Why did she have to die?
Mm-hmm.
And then Gabby can only really regurgitate the lines that she's been force-fed for. Oh, you go for it.
I need the.
To get rid of something. Don't tell me you forgot it. Thousands of years ago? What?
Oh,
what do you mean you forgot it?
Right.
Like that's not even in my my ancestors' lifetimes. Like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah. And now, to be fair, they did actually forget it.
Right, yeah, they did actually forget it.
Was used to make them all forget all those things there.
And it went up till 100 years ago, but there's no way she would know about that kind of stuff.
But yeah. Okay. Now this is like some crazy stuff
Grasping
here,
at
y'all.
straws.
Yeah, but she keeps moving closer and closer to the present, and she goes, "Well, but a century ago, the sins of your ancestors were terrible and great." Like one of the things that's really, I would say, just unnerving about this is that if we were to look at any culture like existing right now, like in our world, and look back at the worst things that everyone's ancestors did,
Oh God. Yeah.
like not like very few compare like perfectly to each other, but human beings do some really screwed up shit.
Oh yeah.
And now certain groups of people do a lot more than others, that's for sure. But it's just one of those things where, wait, should the sins of the forefathers and the ancestors be held against those who are living in the present? No.
Oh.
No.
Because if you do
What-
that, then anything is justifiable.
Yeah.
You know.
It becomes basically a world in which humanity does not deserve to exist.
Right.
It becomes rather quickly a world in which humanity should be.
Well, maybe the rumbling
out.
is the right option at that point. And why stop with, why stop with Eldia's enemies, right? Like, just
Wipe everyone out.
wipe everyone out.
Yeah. Oh, it's chilling. It's chilling. But yeah, Gabby is unraveling. The sweater's thread is almost entirely pulled away.
Great distinction, yeah. Sage Rose.
Yeah.
She says your ancestors, even though she's Eldian herself.
Right.
Yep.
Good point.
Yeah.
But then, wait, not long ago, you guys trampled, my home.
Yeah.
And then
My
I like
mom was-
that. I like that she's even trying to like respond back to her, like in
Right.
a defensive way to make her realize that no, there really was nothing
Nope.
that her mother had to do with any of this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not her fault.
Yeah.
Ugh, God, trying to find a way to assign blame can just lead to some of the most screwed up ways of thinking. But then she just ends up repeating the same thing. Your ancestors. Yeah, you're right. Your ancestors.
Yeah. My mom didn't kill anyone.
Why did my mom have to suffer like that? Why did I have to suffer like that by extension?
Yep.
Ugh. This is the show, guys. This is Attack on Titan. This is Ugh. Okay. There has to be a reason. It's crazy if there's not. Yeah. And then Falco kind of does the kind of the thing that he learned in some ways because of him seeing how Reiner responded to Eren back in episode 5.
He says why.
He says the very literal.
The cold hard facts. This is why it happened.
There was a staging attack that was made by Marley.
Yep.
All that time ago. You and your mother were caught up in it.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, of course, by extension, frees her from that by saying, your mother didn't do anything wrong.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then she goes and crouches down in the corner of the room, or the side of the room.
In the same spot where she crouched down when her mother was.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I believe what happened was it might be a different wall, because I believe when Sasha entered the room, she didn't immediately see the girl. She didn't immediately see Kaya.
Oh, yeah.
So it might have been on a different wall. But
Right,
it's in
it
the
might have
same
been that
kind
that's
of
where her
position.
mom was getting eaten, is what it was.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But I think this is also one of those like fundamental human questions and stuff like that, which is why is there so much suffering in the world? Why is there so much evil in the world? Why do humans keep killing other humans? Why do we keep doing this? Why do we keep making the same mistakes over and over again? And there are probably some actually pretty simple answers out there that get into some of the basic data of the previous cause that led to this effect that was the suffering.
Yeah.
But if you just answer it like that, it's just,
But why?
Yeah.
It's like, well, no good reason, really.
No good reason.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm only human
After all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
This
and then
bit-
this is the whoa. Hold on, Kaya. Like
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, Ben.
right, she
But-
handles it, processes it, you know, and then thanks him for it.
Yeah. You were just born there.
Like that is
That is such a cool twist on the I was born into this world line.
uh-huh. Yeah. Like it's she holds them blameless for that. That is incredible. That is the kind of stuff that's the hope for the future. It's the
Right.
okay, yeah, maybe we can get to a point where the time iterations and stuff can stop. Maybe it'll get figured out eventually.
I don't know, guys. Like, that's just
Yeah.
really good. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. So, we end up getting the closest bit we can to hearing about the bravery of this hero, Sasha,
Right.
and what she did to save Kaya.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know,
Yeah.
who Sasha is.
Nope.
And then, oh yeah, just this little bit of twisting the knife here.
Right.
If
right.
she was alive, she wouldn't abandon people like you with nowhere to go.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Oh boy. That's
I-
a positive example of the actions of the people from before. You know,
Right?
like having
Oh.
influence on the present.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, like this is why in some ways I'm really impressed with the fact that Sasha
Mm-hmm.
of anyone to die, like Sasha's death led to all of this cool stuff here, where we then end up getting this opportunity for, well, Gabby and Falco, who are kind of the hope for the future kind of characters right now. I would say
Yeah.
Falco is a little bit more, or Gabby needs to have Gabby die in some ways so that the
Right. It's Gabby is also one of the characters that's the hope for the future, but it's the more complicated journey, right? She's the microcosm of the conflict between the nations and the peoples, whereas Falco is sort of like the wholesome, you know, yeah.
Yep. Sasha saving Gabby even after Gabby killed her.
Yep. That yeah.
And then
Uh-huh.
the tie-in back to food again, that they were invited to a restaurant where Amarlian is working at. Back to
Oh,
that thing
wow.
when Sasha died and that Nicolo offered, food
Right, to the
to them.
parents.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they might
Uh-huh.
all get to go to that spot together, and I would be so
Oh, yeah.
excited if that happened.
And that is a great point, since Isayama originally wanted to kill Sasha when she was rescuing this little girl. It does kind of fit that when they see her, it's after Sasha's been killed.
Yeah, and if you come along, you might find a way to go back home. And then Gabby's just like, why?
Why?
Like, why are you
Almost
doing this?
Yeah. I
like,
want to
I-
become a person
I
like
want
her.
to become a person like her. You already have. You already have, Kaya.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, Xenomex. That line is so ironic considering in the beginning, Sasha didn't care about helping anyone outside her tribe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was her father that taught her basically differently.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That, hey, times are changing. We need to adapt and be willing to, help those that aren't able to take care of themselves out here in the wild.
Right, 'cause we
the
can.
Titans came and screwed everything up.
Yep.
They don't know how to work this land like we do, so we'll help them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love that was her father, who very much could have done the, oh, her father died, then protecting her, saving her from the Titan or something like that. But they then made it into this thing about family, setting up really well the stuff that we end up getting later. But okay, Marley quickly figured out what was going on, what was up,
Yep.
and I mean quickly. Zeke is alive. Zeke is a traitor. They are going to rally the world and use Marley as a like a staging point, basically,
Yep.
for the invasion of Parody.
Reiner's like, hold on, can we afford to wait 6 months?
Yeah, but that's the thing. 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yep.
fact that this could be something where they have to wait 6 months for anything kind of crazy to happen. Now, They did fight side by side with the traitor and Zeke all this time. Reiner,
And then they cut to Reiner after saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine doing that. Yeah, it's a hell of a thing, isn't it? Yeah.
But okay, a global alliance will launch an offensive on Parity. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Of course, Colt is just like, no, we have to rescue
hold
them
on.
now.
The what now? 6 months? Yep.
Yeah, they're the most talented warrior candidates.
Gabi!
Aren't they the only warrior candidates at the moment?
Left? Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, there might have been.
Actually, you know what they're kind of doing? It's that like casual shit talking of Colt here.
Wow.
You know what?
Wow. Because technically, yeah, he is a warrior. I mean, he's been decided already, but he isn't a warrior yet.
Well, it's also his candidacy option just left and betrayed them. So
That's true.
So it's kind of the thing of where he's like, you're not even really like, why are you here, Colt, again? Oh, right. Yeah, Zeke. I'm really surprised they haven't like thrown
Hello,
Colt.
darkness, my old friend.
Totally. I'm surprised though they haven't thrown Colt in a prison just in case he's a spy.
Oh, because he spent so much time with
he
Zeke.
spent
It's
so
like,
much
hold
one-on-one
on.
time with Zeke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I'm really surprised that he's at meetings like this.
now they realize, I guess, that maybe there was more to it than just Zeke's ass wiping technique. You know.
Yeah. Training new warrior candidates will take ages, so
Yep.
like a whole generation basically. So they can't attack by themselves, but
Zeke is
hoping
counting on them
they're
waiting. Like that was the whole point of the attack on Liberia, was so that they
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to retaliate immediately.
Yeah. I love that Magath is like actually taking Reiner seriously. Like, I think you're right, actually. And
I love that Reiner is
Reiner's
the
the
one saying,
one.
"We need to go back
we
and
need to go
attack
back now.
and attack the
I'm
island."
so tired
right
of
now.
walls. I don't want to go
Right,
back
right.
there. All
Uh-huh.
this stuff. And Reiner's the one that's like, no, we
have
need
to.
to do this. Oh.
There was something that I saw which is a
Oh my
bit twisted,
God.
where it's to attack without the global world alliance military would be suicide. Reiner's like, we must attack now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cruel.
Yep.
That's cruel, guys. Come on.
But you can tell that this is not something where it's coming from a place of defeat or anything like that
No,
here.
he's
Reiner is
resolved.
legit, like, he's trying to help. He's trying to do the absolute best he can, because who the hell knows what Zeke is up to.
Right.
But he could do a lot of crazy stuff.
Totally.
Yep.
Totally. I don't think that Reiner should be fed to Colt. No, I think that if anything, Reiner is too
No.
useful as an asset right now, and it will take too much time for Colt to probably like get comfortable
used to the new
with
Titan,
the armored
yeah.
Titan.
Yep.
And given that he's probably been given specific training in preparation for the Beast Titan, it might not work as well to have a warrior candidate that can just be like, oh, you could be any Titan. It's like, well, you could, of
Yeah,
course,
like-
but it's probably not a thing where, the stuff of, using the Beast Titan is the same as utilizing the Armored Titan.
Right. It's probably a bit different, and regardless, if they do get an opportunity to have someone eat one of the Titans, whether it's Zeke or Armin
Right.
or Eren, they'll want to have warriors in the hole that they can basically be like, okay, your time.
Yeah, they don't want single points of
I
failure.
guess you're inheriting 3 Titans, like triple prizes.
Yeah, I could see that
Have
being
fun.
a thing where they're also like, Colt is specifically being kept in the wings in case one of them is dying.
Oh,
And
sure.
then it's a thing of where you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, here's the injection. Go, 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 buddy.
Yep.
We'll drop you in. Like that's actually a thing that makes a lot of sense here. If any of these 3 Titans is dying, Colt, I could very easily see him like jumping out of an airship, putting the stuff in, turning into a pure Titan,
and then hoping that
he latches on to the
to
you
them
know,
and eats
to
them and stuff. Yeah.
Now, in a war zone, that sounds like a bad idea. A regular pure Titan
Oh,
is
yeah.
nothing against,
You'll get-
thunder
you'll get
spears
taken out,
and,
yeah.
trained ODM gear, parody,
Yeah.
military
Yeah, definitely not.
folk. So, yeah, that could be an issue.
Yeah, Zeke has a year left, and Reiner has, I think, 2 years left.
He should have more than one. That's for
right,
sure.
right, definitely more than one. So it's
definitely more than
so
one.
while they're getting towards the end of their term, like Reiner in particular, it's not.
He's got plenty of time
He's still got plenty of time
to do
as far
military action.
as
at
yeah
the
for
very
military
least.
action
Yeah.
stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it would be cool though to have Reiner survive like the show's end, basically, and it being a thing where at the end he basically then resigns to, okay, now I'll pass this on to the next generation,
So,
and that could be a kind of a sweet like goodbye.
question for you.
Yeah.
Given that, now granted, like, because okay, this whole bit with Reiner is totally my favorite character from the standpoint of like season 4. You know, like,
I totally get.
I mean, I love Aaron too, but like with the just how his character is thrown into a whole new sets of situations.
Yeah.
This is sort of the first that we're getting Reiner, like, in seeing him since the attack on the Barrio, right? He woke up this episode. What we got back then was confrontation with Aaron. He throws him at his feet and says, "Please kill me," right? Just let me die already.
Yeah.
Then Aaron does his thing. He saves Falco, right?
Yeah.
He saves Falco. And then we get the wonderful scene of Gabby and Falco screaming out to Reiner, "Please save us.
So good.
Galliard's gonna get eaten," right?
Yeah.
Why won't you just let me die in peace, right? And then he comes back up and he saves Galliard, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And now here, Gabby and Falco are gone, and he's firing on all cylinders. He's he's showing up and ready for duty. So, like, there's a part of me that
messages once you're done.
Oh yeah. But there's a part of me that wonders, and I feel like it doesn't fully hold water because of how defeated he was even after saving Falco. But if, as a result of throwing himself at Aaron's feet, basically, and the fact that Aaron didn't judge him, and yet at the same time he sees the difference between him and Aaron when Aaron was like, "We're the same," and he's like, no, you do have a choice. I had a choice. All of that. If that, and then his choice to end up saving Falco and Gabby when they're screaming out for him, if that maybe has helped him resolve some of the issues within himself or anything like that. Like,
yeah, I could definitely see that. Ace Spiegel with the 100 bits. When Caleb saw Falco with his hand reached out in episode 1, it was game over for his heart. Yeah. That's
basically.
True. IBG Music with the 100 bits. Gabby's world breaks. Falco confirms his suspicions. Gabby is punched hard by parallels. Her last line, "Why?" Conclusion of the episode's beginning. Eyes wide shut. Ending. Eyes wide open. Knowledge Kun has struck again.
Yep.
Nice. The eyes wide shut thing. Wow.
HD Warrior, 100 bits. Which Titan shifter do you think is the most likely to die or be eaten after the Warhammer, if any?
Oh,
that's a good question. What do you think?
Zeke.
Yeah.
Because I still don't entirely trust that they've come to some kind of agreement. It's where they're both trying to pull one over on the other.
And then Aaron just eats Zeke and then is like, or well, no, Aaron wouldn't eat Zeke because then Founding Titan no, that would be fine. It's
It's just one of those things of where if Aaron and Zeke do anything with their combined efforts activating the powers of the Founding Titan, after that, immediately after that,
sure,
nothing is safe for Zeke.
Right. If he's he's turned the key, and now theoretically at that point he's fulfilled his usefulness, kind of a thing.
Right. One of the things that becomes more and more likely of a use the rumbling. Don't use the rumbling, please. And then the
compelling arguments.
Let's use a sprinkling of the rumbling. Yes, compelling arguments. But how does Aaron, feel about this? We don't really know.
Nope.
But the more and more I think about it, from Aaron's kind of perspective here, I feel like he has to use the full rumbling. It's just a question of how much he can guide it.
Sure.
How much willpower is involved from Founding Titan power to...
Right.
Because remember, the Colossal Titans were assembled to create the walls.
Yep.
That is some god tier power.
Oh, yeah.
But that is also fine-tuned control.
Right. Whereas the only thing that we saw from Aaron ever using this before was telling the pure Titans to eat Dina's Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very basic. Very basic. So what I would say just has to be more the I've been talking about Gynax, Neon Genesis Evangelion, like kind of trigger style endings. The rumbling has to happen in some way. I like the idea of them trying out this initial thing there. It's just gonna completely screw up. It's. I just.
Oh shit! We accidentally woke up all the Titans.
Oh no! Oh no! Once Aaron and Zeke did this for a little bit, it's the nope. We're gonna do it a lot more. And what can you actually do to stop Aaron? Well,
They wake
nothing.
up. They wake up the Titans in Shiganshina, and they're like, "Great!" But then for some reason, something happens, and like Aaron and Zeke, like Aaron loses control over them, and then suddenly the Colossal Titans just turn and start going against all the other cities or something. Like,
There's so many ways this can go wrong because we're dealing with god powers.
Mm-hmm.
We're dealing with literally a blood ritual. Like let me paint the picture from like a fantasy terms here.
Okay,
Okay, guys.
yeah.
Okay, guys. We have a power that's like an amorphous thing. We don't really know what it is, but it's the singular convergence points of a whole bunch of energy, right? In order to tap into the energy, Aaron needs to do this with someone else.
yes.
But this someone else needs to be someone of a specific bloodline, from a specific set of descendants and stuff like that. And only when the lines all converge at the single point, then all the paths will,
At the coordinates and blah, blah.
and then boom, all the craziness happens. Once that happens, almost nothing is off the table. Like it's the magic moment in the writing sense of it where. And now harmonic convergence is here, the planets have aligned, and all shit is going to go wild. And then the military people are like, we'll just use 1% of its power. Yes.
Right.
Because we're totally in charge of how it yes. So I'm just like,
man.
Baka, no, it's that kind of thing of where like you want to be nice to Shinji, because at some point he's going to be standing atop the world deciding the free will of literally everyone.
From that perspective, what Flock was saying makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Why imprison the person that is one of the nuclear keys? I don't know if I feel comfortable with that.
Right.
Like,
What?
yeah.
There's so many ways you can meme about this, but from the standpoint of Aaron's mental state, which is up in the air a little bit,
Just a bit.
except for the fact of the way he interacted with Hanji there. Like I said, that makes me way more confident in Aaron. I know how you said it's the opposite.
Yeah, I love that. Well, no, it's not that I don't understand why you think that. It's more just that I get so surprised with the certainty of it for you. Like that it's not like a mixy mash of multiple things.
It feels too meta to read it this way, but
Okay.
it is kind of a meta read. It's that why would the show feel the need to remind us that Aaron is unstoppable here? Once he got the Warhammer Titan, I said it right out gate. I was like, oh, he's invincible now.
Right.
I'm like, he can't be stopped. And then they're like, Aaron, we're going to put string around your wrists and set you right next to Zeke.
Please don't do anything. Like,
Literally. The fact that I forgot that it needed to be a Titan, like a royal blood person that was like as like in Titan form, and then it would work.
Well, we're not entirely sure if they have to be in Titan form necessarily.
Yeah.
Because with Dina Fritz, it was that she was turned into a pure Titan. Does Zeke in his human form still
also,
count
Aaron
as
wasn't in a Titan form when he touched her.
right, that too. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what are the rules, guys?
What are the
know.
rules?
And Hanji's like, we'll test it. I'm like, no, no. This is the weapon. You only need to fire once.
Never. Like, well, yeah.
The only weapon you can fire once. It's that
man.
bad iteration of that Iron Man 1 quote. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone did bring up a good question from before. Since you made that whole tweet about our dad's insights into the OPs and EDs and stuff, do you want to go into that here?
I could. It's not relevant to this episode.
No.
And that was why.
And that's why it didn't come
I
up in the
mentioned
discussion.
Reaction, I was like, oh, like nothing about this episode really came. I'll just say it has a lot to do with Aaron, basically. It has a lot to do with Aaron, paths, symbology, and specifically some stuff that they showed in the ED that I just didn't clue into. So, I don't know. Should they be able to tell what I'm talking about based on just that?
No.
No.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I say go for it. You know,
Go
yeah,
for
it's-
it?
Yeah. yeah.
Okay. Actually,
And I'm not gonna say really anything on
Anything?
this because I am very I love hearing your interpretations of
some of the things that he
because
said.
my interpretations of things very different from your interpretations
totally.
of things. You know, so
totally.
yeah.
Okay. So my dad is a very I would say he's a very patient, analytical thinker. He
Yeah.
doesn't really care too much about the emotions of the characters involved. He's very much looking for things that transcend the story itself to talk about the meta of what this means in the I don't know, what you can draw from the real world into the story.
Right, the philosophical kind of
Philosophical stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he doesn't really like for him it's one of those things of where like he doesn't immediately empathize with Reiner. Like it's the thing of where he's like, "Oh,
Right.
yeah, Reiner's backstory, that sucks. I totally get it and stuff." But he's not
It's not like all of a sudden he's like Reiner is my favorite character.
Right, he's-
Although he does have a huge justice button that was really getting like
once he saw
tripped
the
and
table
stuff.
scene,
Yeah.
my dad like almost immediately understood the freaky nature of the table scene. I was so proud of him because immediately his reaction was, huh, "Wait, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, this," and he's like, this just kind of angers me. He's like, I don't like. He's like,
I'm
I
not
don't
sure
like watching
I
this.
want you right exactly. Yeah.
Right, but
Like it took a solid 4 hours to watch the first 5 episodes
yes,
because every
do the
3 or,
math.
every 3 or 4 minutes he was like, hold
Pause.
on.
Yeah.
So if I understand this correctly, this, blah blah blah, and this feels like they're saying this, and
Yeah.
it was pretty nutty.
And so me thinking, I want to see what my dad's analysis is regarding some of the things in Attack on Titan. It's like this 4th season here. I wanted his interpretation regarding a lot of the things in the Declaration of War scene,
Yeah.
particularly. And after that, I then asked him, okay, you've seen the OP and ED now a few times. What are some of your interpretations of it? And do you have any like analysis on it? And we were just going down the list of things, and then he just went off. And there were a couple things that he said that just made me go, what? And he said that the OP made it feel like a bit of an acid trip.
Oh,
And now, this is how I interpreted it,
yeah,
was he was basically saying, you see how all the colors in the OP are really like psychedelic, and then they're all muted as well. There's no in between. You have flashing colors with the smoke and the explosions and stuff like that. And then all the people, all the little babes falling from the sky and stuff like that, muted, grayscale, what have you. And he said it felt like a bit of an acid trip. Now, war is bad, okay? Yeah, that's a very easy interpretation. But it reminded me of a line that Kenny said.
Oh, everyone's got to be high on something.
Everyone's
or
got to be drunk on
drunk
something.
on something. Yeah.
My war? Wait, why is it your war? Because you were born into this world? Just because you were born in Marley? And there are some things that just made me think about from the idea of, oh, the OP is basically just to get you kind of psychedelically like tripped out on this idea of, yeah, explosions and death
War.
and destruction and
Right.
carnage.
The
and
destruction
soldiers
was always the
marching.
things that were in color.
So that was, in my opinion, kind of the weakest bit of analysis he gave. Like, it was probably the most like straightforward and kind of just simple.
And that was why I was
Maybe
really
we turn this
confused
off
when you
here.
when you posted that tweet with and talking about it. I'm like, wait, the OP. I like he mentioned that thing, but like, wait, what? What was he talking about?
But the fact that the OP also ended on, well, the Attack Titan, Eren.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then the ED, and he watched the ED, and he just very matter-of-factly just straight up said, "Oh, that's Yggdrasil." He just kind of looked at the very obvious tree that I didn't clue in was a tree, and he's just like, "Oh, that's the world tree. That's Yggdrasil." And I just had this moment of like, "Oh, you're right. It is." It's not even a question. It's very much drawn to be like Yggdrasil.
And then he makes the point of, Oh yeah, and 9 branches of Yggdrasil, 9 titans. You know?
9 branches of Yggdrasil, 9 titans. Yeah. The center of all things, where the cornerstone of the universe and reality is drawn into. And I just had this kind of moment of like, wait, what? And then I remembered from like a year ago, like a year and a half ago, Jacob gave me this little thing a while ago and was like, oh yeah, Caleb, don't look up Norse mythology with regards to Attack on Titan. And then paths connected in my brain, and I was just like, wait, what? Wait, what? Like, wait, hold on. And then he just starts going into it, and he just starts spouting off all these things about Norse mythology.
Yep.
And it just all started, like, coalescing in my mind. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's a lot of other things that could potentially connect to Norse mythology as well. The Titans.
Yeah.
The Titans themselves, guys. Like.
Yep. Yeah. That was the other thing he mentioned. That Ymir was the first giant.
Yeah, Ymir.
Yeah.
Ymir's name is straight from Norse mythology. It's literally the origin point of it all. And I'm just like sitting there, just like. What? And I look over at Jacob, and you have this like, like just kind of awkward smile, of like, okay, well here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I'm just sitting there like, wait, what does this mean? And then Jacob, the mad lad, is like, you know what, guys? You want to see something funny? And we're like, what?
And technically, I actually made a mistake with doing this because turns out in the anime, they changed it, and it was in the manga that it was like this, not the anime.
Okay.
But
the tree that Eren wakes up from in episode 1 has 9 branches.
Yep.
Eren wakes up in the beginning of the show at the foot of a tree. Yeah, 9 years too.
Oh yeah, 9 years. Yep.
I know. It's freaking me out, man. I'm a Lost fan. I look way too close into numbers as well. Jacob, yeah, man. Seriously, and like correction 8. Is it really 8?
No, it's 9. I'm pretty damn sure.
But this is where my dad kind of went into the ideas of what Yggdrasil meant. And to be fair, a lot of the things that he said, my brain was so shorting out and just melting out of my ears and eyes that I kind of lost track of a lot of what he was saying, which is probably good because a lot of the things that he was saying at the time made me connect things regarding where I think the end of the show is going.
Oh yeah.
Because if you look in the ED, guys, and if you look in the ED really closely, there's a figure. There's a figure in front of the tree. Like there's a dark outline of some figure in front of the tree. And it looks rather specific. It looks, yeah. It's not a Titan, I'll tell you that much at the very least.
Yeah.
But, it's 9 branches. Okay. But, there's a couple things about what?
Oh, Pipe Dream. Attack on Titan manga is ending on chapter 139. 13 years, 9 titans.
Wow, that's...
Okay.
Okay, that's good fun, Isayama. Like, Isayama didn't have to do that, but...
Wait, Attack on Titan manga is 13 years old? No.
Eventually, this stuff does kind of get a little bit ridiculous because you can
start in 2009.
Because you can find numbers anywhere. But the stuff of where my brain started to melt a little bit was, do you remember another show that dealt with casual Yggdrasil popping up at a very key point?
FMA.
Yep. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yep.
One of, in my opinion, the most like influential, like kind of fantasy shonen anime. Like, just Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood was so powerful for what it was in dealing with the spiritual kind of concepts in the midst of this fantasy style story. But Yggdrasil was the tree that was on the doorway to the truth. And one of the things that has been kind of the constant thing that humanity and a lot of the characters that are the leaders of everything are reaching for is basically the truth of this world. The reason this world is the way it is. Erwin sought after it. Aaron's been seeking after it. Armin's been seeking after it. It's been basically the crux point of so many of these characters' journeys, right? And if the end of the journey is the coordinate where all the paths intersect at the beginning, you know, all the tree branches coalescing together, and Aaron and Zeke can, by joining, bring about like a gateway into the fundamental like realities of this world, and they basically like enter Yggdrasil. They become Yggdrasil, or Yggdrasil sprouts forth from them, or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, whatever. They unlock the gate to the truth or something. We're gonna get into some crazy like NGE kind of fantastical shit here.
So the other thing that our dad mentioned with his Norse mythology thing that he brought up, so he was like, they mentioned the devil of all earth.
Oh yes, that.
And he was
that
like,
was one of the things.
now
yeah.
with Yggdrasil, there was the serpent. I can't remember the name of it, but there was the serpent that was underground that would feed off of the roots of Yggdrasil.
Right.
He's like, maybe that's the connection for the devil of all earth, you know?
Yeah. This is just my dad being a just accidental genius because he reads like a lot.
Yeah.
So, of course, he just split my brain that night. And it was just this moment of, okay, all right, sure.
But what does this all mean?
What does it all mean, man? What does it mean? Like, the numbers, man, the numbers.
Yeah. No. Jormungand is the serpent that goes around and it kills Thor, and it.
Jormungandr, I believe, is the world serpent.
Yeah, it's the world serpent. It's like no. Oh man. Yeah.
Nidhogg?
Yeah, Nidhogg. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Nidhogg
yeah.
gnaws at the foot of the world tree. That's the name of it.
Nidhogg is also used in a lot of dragon mythology as well.
Yes.
It's a pretty cool name.
I may be using it in the book I'm writing. What? Shout out. Yeah.
But oh my god, I like. There's a lot of little things also that, because unfortunately Jacob, I don't blame you at all for this at all. If anything, I blame myself for asking my dad to try and do analysis on this. But in thinking about it from what I know of Norse mythology, because I know like nothing, there's 2 or 3 like little things in the show that, if looked at from a certain perspective, do feel a little bit like potential nods.
Okay, well, go for it.
The main one I thought it was the Titans.
Right,
They're the giants, you know.
Yeah.
The originators of humanity
The
and all
Jotun.
that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But the next one that feels rather relevant right now is an end of the world thing that starts with an R.
Oh, Ragnarok?
Oh, the rumbling.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, yeah. What does Ragnarok do again? It's actually a thing that's supposed to happen over and over and over again to remake the world.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Aaron's caught in a bit of a time loop trying to get the iterations of this right. Maybe every time he ends up getting to the source, the tree, and he's been getting it wrong over and over and over again. And maybe it's not about whether he gets to the tree or the source of everything. It's about who he gets there with. And
so you're saying it's about the friends we made along the way?
It's about the friends we made along the way. No, I'm not. I'm kind of serious here. And I think the thing is that if Aaron reaches the source of everything and he's alone, or it's Zeke, you know, with him or whatever, that's not enough. It needs to be with Mikasa and Armin. That's why the only way you can do this is if you save Mikasa and Armin. So I am very excited about this. I'm very excited about this. That was the main other thing with regards to Norse mythology
that you
made
know
me think
about,
of. Yeah, because I don't really know much at all.
Yes, Ragnarok is also the death of the gods.
It is the death of the gods. That's true.
Yeah.
Death of the 9 Titans, maybe? The end of, you know, that whole system of things? Maybe the curse will be broken.
Wouldn't that be great? Then Reiner can actually learn to live.
That is kind of the
I
way,
want that to happen.
like
I
that
want
is-
that to happen
like,
for Reiner.
Like if you had a good ending to Attack on Titan, it would be the curse being broken and Titans no longer being a thing. Like that would be how you do it. The problem is that Zeke's solution to the Eldian problem sounded a little bit more throw the baby out with the bathwater kind of removing of Titans, you know?
I will say that was one of the other things that our dad picked up on really quick, because we
yeah.
didn't even get to the whole bit of where Caleb picked up on the whole thing of like, wait, why are you saying the solution to the Eldian problem? That seems a bit particular.
Yeah, he thought that was what Willie was going to suggest.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Way back with Willie, and that kind of is what
It is
Willie
kind of what he was
suggested.
pointing
It's to
towards.
just kill them all.
But he was talking about on parody specifically.
Right. Yes.
He
yes.
kind of bought into the good Eldian, bad Eldian thing.
Exactly.
And that was because of Eren being the usurper, if you will.
Right, but as soon as Willie showed up, he was like, "Wait, hold on a second. You have the
Yeah, my dad was like, oh, this guy is blonde.
and it's talking
And-
about potential final solutions and hold on, and we're in a world with concentration camps and armbands and things like that." And he's like,
That's what happens when you have someone who was born a long time ago who...
born in like late 50s,
Yeah. And then his dad would have, told him stories.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like, wow, guys.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The one other thing that I thought was rather like potentially loosely maybe related to this at all is something that is so dumb, but it's that and this feels more like Greek mythology if anything, is that there's been a weapon that's been just kind of casually brought into the story over the last 2 seasons that's been now really good at slaying Titans, and now it's being implemented really like efficiently with the new like
The Thunder Spears?
yeah. I don't know, it just sounds a little bit like,
like
gods
Zeus,
of
basically?
lightning, Zeus,
Okay.
smiting, and then in Norse mythology that would be Thor,
Right. Although Thor, I believe, gets killed by Jormungand in Ragnarok. Or was it Fenrir? I can't remember. But yeah.
Oh, I don't
HD
even
Warrior,
know
thank you
that
for the
stuff.
100 bits. Every time Reiner is on screen, I root for him. He's my favorite, and I think top 3 best written in Attack on Titan.
Definitely.
Yep.
I
I'm
agree.
right there with you.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's it's hard pressed to put the order of the 3 best like written characters, but again, that's also getting
It's a
into
preference thing.
That's also getting into subjective stuff or pretending like you're being objective. And I there's no way I could be objective with knowing who's the best written character.
Your dad is Isayama confirmed. But seriously, though, it took all of Reddit putting their minds together to get to that conclusion. Your dad is crazy.
Well, the problem was as I just told him to think. My dad is watching this, and he's trying to emotionally connect with his sons, right? My dad is like, oh, they're really passionate about this show, and I like it too,
Yeah.
but I just more of doing it as a thing to hang out with them.
Right, he's not like an Attack on Titan fanatic when he's not
not.
watching Attack on Titan. It's
not.
like he'll definitely watch it, but,
But he's like a...
when he's not, it's out of his mind kind of a thing.
He's like a guy who almost intentionally ignores the basic plot stuff
Right.
for this
almost,
stuff.
Yeah, almost too much
And
sometimes.
it's something to where I would be like, oh, I would love to, because the people on Twitter would be like, dad reaction, I'm like, no. My dad would just kind of be like, this the whole time, just,
yeah.
and then the discussion, he wouldn't even really say much. He'd just be like, I think so, maybe.
Yeah, it's something where we
We have to coax it out
kind
of
of
him.
yeah.
And this came about after us being like, Dad, come on, give us your feedback. He's like, So I think in some ways, he almost might have thought that the Yggdrasil thing was just like that's obvious.
that's an obvious
That's
thing,
an
right,
obvious
yeah.
thing. So I'll just go on to that because sure, it's a big super tree energy thing. Yggdrasil, why not? And we're
Right,
just
right.
like, wait.
Now, to be fair to Reddit, they were figuring this stuff out before we had things like season 4 with the ED and things like that. So it was
Yeah.
a lot more removed.
Yeah, the
lot more
ED
removed.
does, like, in context of that, like, that info, it does feel a little bit more on the nose than I think it might have even been intended to. Because now that I'm looking at it with that info in mind,
It's like, it seems totally obvious.
it's ridiculously obvious. It almost in some ways reminds me of how the Warhammer Titan transforms with how it, like, shoots up.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, almost
almost exactly.
Well, and they even like I can't remember if they talked about this in the show or if this was something we mentioned in a discussion or whatever. But the way the lightning would strike,
Yeah.
you know, like how it almost feels like it's a connection to the paths, whatever, you know,
yeah,
et
it
cetera.
definitely feels like that. Yeah.
9 titans, 9 branches, lightning bolts, you know. Yeah.
Your dad is Megamind Pixis confirmed. Well, I'll tell him that you guys have all nice things to say about him, and it'll be
Favorite
great.
character? I don't think we actually managed to get that out of him. He was so drained by the end of it because again, 4 hours for 5 20-minute episodes.
Yeah, so he basically watched a Lord of the Rings extended edition movie and discussed about 40% of the time while he was watching it.
Right.
Actually, no, about 60% of the time.
Yep.
Because that's like, what would that be? About 2 hours exactly of anime footage. A little bit less even.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think my dad's favorite character in general is usually Eren. But that's probably because of some of the things that they showed with Eren in this season.
Oh yeah.
He really liked the way that when he was, because that's the other thing. My dad didn't realize that was Eren.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
all. We had
because
to tell him.
he's not the anime nerd or the crazy Attack on Titan nut. So we had to tell him like, by the way, that's the same voice actor at this point in the community. It was pretty obvious, you know, like people knew with certainty, not necessarily everybody, but those that did knew with certainty that is Eren. Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned that Kisom. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Igsom, the whole idea of the Warhammer kind of transforming into a tree at the end. Yeah.
Yep. Pretty cool.
But oh boy, yeah. So this has been a crazy episode. But at the same time,
Yeah.
you know,
Pretty also
like preparatory. It almost
preparatory.
seems. So
I would say it's ramping up potentially to another flashback.
sure.
Because we now have the dots connected to
Right, we've got
something,
the 4 3 2 1.
right, the something that instigated Eren to
Mm-hmm.
go off on his own.
Right. Yeah, the main thing that we're really missing now is
What
that,
happened in between that changed him.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But y'all, thank you so much for hanging out for this. This was
boy.
a lot of fun. We have
was
5
indeed.
episodes left of
crazy to
Attack
think
on Titan
about.
season 4.
This is-
Hopefully either part 1 or we're getting,
so-
more afterwards.
Given the rate that it's going through the manga like this, I'm actually starting to think that it might be something where we might get a full like 16 episodes potentially like second part season because
Whoa.
with the pace that it was doing at the beginning of the season, it was like
was much
okay,
faster?
it was much faster, and I got the feeling
okay.
that like okay, it might be ending at this particular point. But
Gotcha.
now with how the pace that it's been doing for like the last like 3 or 4 episodes, I don't know if it can really get to that point. So
Gotcha.
so it might be something where we get to do this all over again, which would be wonderful. So yeah.
All right, guys. Well, take care. We'll see you in the next one. We've got a lot of cool stream updates to let you know about though,
Yes.
this week. Tuesday, of course, One Piece dramatic manga reading as always.
Yes!
Wednesday, I'm playing Thronebreaker: The Witcher Tales. I'm having so much fun with it. It's got some like isometric RPG RTS kind of stuff in there, along with the Gwent card game being played in there in a little bit of a puzzle kind of style. It's really fun. So check that out on Wednesdays and Fridays. On Thursdays, though, Jacob, let him know.
The unbelievable thing happened. I finally actually finished Persona 4. It is officially done, and now I'm going to be starting Nier Automata, which I have been wanting to play this game for a very, very, very long time.
Yes.
And now it's finally going to be happening.
Please.
Very excited to start
Please,
it.
if you have time on Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, join in the stream chat with me, because I'll be there as well, and we'll cheer him on.
Yeah.
Because you know how the game starts, and I want that beginning kind of start of the game to just be a whole thing, just kind of washing over him and
Interesting.
and
Interesting.
all that. One of us, guys. One of us.
Yeah. And
But,
you can bet that I will definitely turn on that setting or whatever it is that allows for the clothing to be like destroyed or whatever. Or I don't I know
You'll see.
Yeah, I know that
You'll
it's,
see.
I don't know what it is, but I know that there exists a thing that is of the Shekshi variety. So yeah, that will definitely be utilized. Yeah.
It'll be funny when
Robot ass cheeks, that's right.
Yeah, it'll be funny in the stream when you like. Never mind. Yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. But hope to see you on any of those other streams. Leave a follow if you want to stay up to date on all of that stuff. Check out the commands in chat for other channels like VOD channel, or YouTube channel in general, or Discord. If you're a subscriber, you get access to that. It's usually Patreon only, but if you are Twitch sub, you do get access to that. So Twitch Prime, maybe if you have it, you don't have another streamer you wanted to give it to, maybe. And, but yeah.
Is there actually data on how many polygons are in one of the characters' ass?
You don't want to doubt this fandom, Jacob. Don't doubt this fandom.
All right, I won't.
I
won't.
They are very studious. You are a studious fandom.
Okay.
In more ways than one. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for today.
That's it for today.
We will see you later.
Yeah.
But until then,
resemblance of sanity. Yeah.
He's Caleb, and I'm Jacob.
All right.
We'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.
Bye. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Well.
Yeah, this has to continue. Exactly.
Hold on just a sec. One of the other things that is not allowed for the standpoint of not giving Caleb any kind of potential meta information is don't mention chapter numbers, because it is possible to sort of like be like, oh, okay, then that means we're probably about at this point, therefore like something of some particular type was probably going to happen soon or whatever.
Yeah, it primes it primes me for things that I might not be, ready for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm so excited for just the rest of Attack on Titan. Like, I mean, we are here. Like, I know we're gonna have to wait again
at some point.
I know that it's gonna be the end of an era. Like,
an actual era.
Yeah.